Hold me now. We're 6 feet from the edge, and I'm thinking maybe the depths that this podcast can reach aren't so far down.
On the podcast known as Trapped Under Plastic, the podcast where ducks.
That's it. Ducks.
That's it.
It's usable as a noun, an adjective, a verb.
Yeah.
Just ducks.
It's the whole sentence all in one.
Dude, did you know that ducks and the great 90s band Creed have a lot in common?
No, tell me what is in common.
They both fucking rock.
My sister came to visit this last weekend, and she was like, dude, play this song. And so then I played that Creed song that we just fucking rocked out to before we started recording. And I was like, God damn, dude, Creed actually slaps.
Dude, yeah, they're so great. I fucking loved Creed in the mid to late 90s, and I'm not ashamed to say it. They often get like lumped in with Nickelback, but they're like Nickelback, but actually good, I think.
I mean, they're all kind of the same.
I mean, yeah, kind of, yeah.
Because we spent the whole weekend trying to find songs that have that same energy. And so Nickelback had a song.
Yeah, they do.
And there's this one, It's Been a While, is very like that.
Oh,
and Chad
same.
Kroeger is very like that. And so
Yeah.
we were all like just rocking out to, I don't even know what kind of genre is that? Like stadium rock kind of, I don't know.
Gosh. It was just like 90s rock.
Okay, yeah.
I guess would be the best way that I describe it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Michael Staff's got a fucking banger of a voice, though, dude.
Is that the Creed guy?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know his name.
He can. The problem is,
Do you have like a Michael Staff shirt when he signed it and stuff?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's just underoos. It just says Creed across the buttocks.
Yeah, that's his name.
Yeah. Yeah. No, the problem is those dudes, the lead singers from all those 90s bands, all look the fucking same too.
Yeah.
They all have the slightly curly hair that's past the ears.
Yeah.
And they always have they have a button-down shirt in all the videos that's not buttoned down, and there's a wind coming from off stage that's blowing it. You know, it's like, fuck, dude. Let's talk about Creed some more today.
Fabio vibes with that wind coming, you know.
Oh yeah, because it double duty, because you got the hair that blows with it too. You can't not take advantage of that.
Mm-hmm.
So. We got a fun episode today here at Scooty Booty.
Every episode is fun.
I know they are fun, and this is our first recording since Tough Live.
That's true. Yes, I didn't get sick.
You didn't get sick.
I kept taking vitamins after the con, and it was good.
Boost, yeah. If you put them up your butt,
Yeah, that's
the
what
vitamins work a lot better.
Yeah, they dissolve in your butt.
It took a while for me to convince Scott at Adepticon that was the way to do it.
Yeah, but I needed help getting them in. So.
Yeah.
You actually didn't even eat your fucking vitamins.
I fucking forgot most of my vitamins.
Yeah,
but
you were like, you can have them for 4 days, and I was like, okay. But I was like, you're not even fucking eating them.
I forgot. Like after 2 days of forgetting, I'm just kind of like, oh fuck it, it's too late now, and so
It's too late now. There's no turning back.
No turning
I
back.
can't take them now. It's like dropping a lollipop in sand. It's like, well, the rapper does nothing now. I'm sick or not.
I did have that emergency every single day. Though.
Okay, yeah. So
I drink a lot of water.
started every single day with one of those delicious cereal bars and an emergency at I think at 11 a.m. is when I actually rolled out of bed and started walking around.
I love how Sexy Teeth Joshy described what he brought for snacks as granola bars, and they were just candy bars.
Yeah, they were granola bars, or no, they were Snicker bars masquerading as granola bars.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's like when they decided that health food was the great direction to go, but we still need to sell more Lucky Charms and Reese's Puffs.
Yeah.
We're just like, okay, let's just turn them into a granola bar shape and fuse them together with frosting.
The shape makes it more healthy, actually.
Yeah, it does.
Your body likes rectangles more.
Good point.
Yeah.
Speaking of healthy things, this is not in the Preamble Ramble, but I had for the first time in probably 15 years, I had a Filet-O fish yesterday.
Oh, shit. That's a McDonald's sandwich,
It's a
right?
McDonald's fish sandwich.
How was it?
It was fucking horrible.
Oh, no. Do you
was-
remember liking it, though?
I remember Filet-O fish being solid.
Okay.
You know, not so much that I have had one in the last decade and a half, but enough to where I was like, so I was
What about the
like,
rib one? Do you like the rib one?
McRib?
Yeah, the McRib, yeah.
Not a ton, because I don't know about you, but when I was in school, at school lunch, they had the McRib. You remember that?
It definitely has that kind of school lunch vibe.
Yeah, we had McRibs for school lunch, and they were equally terrible. And like, man, why you have like fused bone like shapes?
Yeah,
They're
it's
not
weird.
bones?
It's weird, but you can eat the bones.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just something off about that. It's the same thing with like the Shamrock Shake. Like when the Shamrock Shake or the McRib comes back, people are all pumped. I'm like, you're just excited because it was gone. You're not excited because it's good.
That's kind of true.
I mean, I got so many ideas.
Dude, okay, related to fast food, and also the time period we're in right now. We're in the Ramadan time period.
Yeah.
And I always know it's Ramadan because if you go to a fast food joint or a restaurant, just in general, after sundown,
baby, yeah.
it's fucking packed.
It's hopping, baby.
It's like I'm at Chick-fil-A. It's 8 p.m. Why the fuck are there 30 people in the drive-thru?
Yeah.
It's because of Ramadan. So
They haven't eaten for 12 hours.
Yeah.
Starving.
So in case that happens to you, that's why probably.
Note to self, yeah. If you're gonna go grab something, get it at 5:30
Before sun goes down. That's
Yeah.
the key. That's the key.
Yeah, it's like, I wonder. It's like, is the history of like of that, like
Vampires?
I was thinking werewolves,
That's when they're most hungry.
right?
That's when they
That's
go.
when they hunt.
Yeah, yeah.
The sun goes down,
Oh, yeah.
and it's like
If you practice Ramadan, let us know in the comments
Let
section.
us know. Are there like werewolf rituals also?
I think so. I would definitely look into shit. Is it some variety of
Of Muslims?
yes?
Yeah, dude. If you get to be a werewolf, if you're Muslim, I'm converting tomorrow.
Okay, yeah. That's like the final form.
Yes.
It's like in Scientology where it's like there are levels.
Yes.
Dude, that religion is crazy.
Yeah, dude. But the levels are unlocked by donating more money.
Yeah, no, that's it. Yeah.
I would donate all my money to be a werewolf. Let's be straight right now.
Where are you in the great debate of vampire v werewolf?
It doesn't even feel like a fair fight to me, right? Like a vampire is just because
Wait, who do you think is crushing who?
vampires are crushing a werewolf.
Okay.
Because a vampire is like one of the highest other than maybe a lich form of sentient undead. They have a consciousness. They have control over themselves.
Okay.
And when a man or a woman turns into a were being, they lose a lot of that control. They become like pure animal. And while they do have this unnatural strength in physical abilities, the vampire can also just like poof on bats, like poof I'm smart,
Poof on bats.
like poof on bats, and then they can just outsmart them. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I liked how you started that phrase. You're like, when a man or a woman becomes a lycanthrope. It was like, we're doing the birds and the bees, but like the werewolf version.
Yeah,
of it.
yeah. When a man loves a woman,
Yeah.
and they're of different undead associated types, they get to make a new, stronger undead baby. Yeah, and that's the whole premise of the fucking movie Underworld.
Kinda, actually.
Yeah, dude,
They get together.
Yeah, he's part lichen. He's
The
part
guy
vampire.
is. Yeah, the guy. Yeah,
Michael Stapp, the main character.
Michael Stapp, yeah. He fucking looks like that guy. Holy shit. That's 100% what they all look like.
Yes.
That guy.
Yeah, that guy, the guy from Underworld. Which is why that's the age that movie came out, was when that music was popular.
Oh, yeah, dude. Like kind of a Kurt Cobain, greasy, like mid-length hair. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it was like Kurt Cobain was more of like
He was blonde.
the whiny, emo version of the 90s rockers.
Sure,
where it's
sure.
like, yeah, he was like their initial form, and they evolved from there.
They evolved from Kurt
Yeah,
Cobain.
I'm not saying they evolved musically. I'm just saying that they evolved how they looked for what teenage boys and girls thought was badass or hot. So I'm glad that none of this is on the Preamble Ramble.
This is not even the Preamble Ramble.
Yeah, I do have one thing. So more than one thing, but so when we were at Adepticon, I was hanging out at a bunch of different booths. At the Game Envy booth, they had a little table set up for the Art of book series.
Yeah.
By the wonderful Dave Taylor, where there's these wonderful hardcover books that feature all the art and articles, all the miniature art that specify a specific artist. And Erik Swinson was there at the table, like doing like a book signing, and I was pretty cool. But he had these little stickers, and I said, Erik, I didn't buy your book. Could you sign something for me instead?
Okay.
And these little stickers, these little art of stickers.
Nice.
And he signed it, and and I just took it. I didn't look, but he wrote something else.
Oh, what do you write?
And it says, "Share my channel, asshole."
Wait, what? Oh.
So if you don't know who Erik Swinson is, he's at least on the Mount Rushmore of living miniature painters in terms of how good he is. I mean, he's won every highest level award there is to win. Best in show at Monte Sansevino, I believe best in show World Model Expo, like just everything the dude does is just phenomenal. And so I saw this the other day, and when I was going through all my stickers and all my businessy cards and all the things that you pick up at Adepticon.
Oh, yeah.
And I saw that. So I'm like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go over to the YouTubes, and I'm going to type in Erik Swinson, and the name of his YouTube channel and the name of his Twitch channel are just his name, ErikSwinson. And I checked out his YouTube channel. It's great. Okay. Here's why it's great. It is just Twitch recordings, right? His live streams.
Yeah.
And he just puts them on YouTube. So he has like the catalog. And he does like series of painting over this model over a number of streams. And he has nice thumbnails that show the thing, and he says what part he's focusing on there. So from a technical standpoint of like trying to figure out what he's painting, goblin skin or undead skin or whatever, they have these. But it's so good because it reminds me so much of if Ben comments and Painting Buddha back in the day, if in that time Twitch was popular and Ben would have done live streams instead of just recording for a video, that's what Erik's channel feels like. And I mean that in the greatest possible way. It's so good because you get to see how this dude who paints as good as anyone approaches stuff, and he talks a lot about his decision making. And so when he's talking about, like, I watched one where he's painting a Dracula bust. It looks straight out of Castlevania.
Oh, sick.
It's a gorgeous, gorgeous bust. But he talks about how he's choosing colors for shadows to create drama, and how this like almost rich red shadow, rusty red shadow, how as he's adding the unlife to the highlights, actually creates this contrast, and it affects how your eye views the color of that shadow. And it freaking did. Like, as he's painting more highlights and pulling the saturation out of the skin and the highlights, it made that the shadow look different, and it made it still feel alive because they were still red. I don't know, it's just so cool.
Was he narrating it in the stream, or did he like add a narration afterwards?
It's just him talking in the stream. He doesn't do voiceovers and stuff like that.
Okay.
So there are some things that I would want for him to expound on more, but he does do a lot of kind of just narrating why he's doing what he's doing.
Sure.
And that kind of stuff. So anyway, fuck you, Erik.
There's your shout out, Erik. We'll have your stupid links in the show notes below, idiot.
Yeah. Suck it. Maybe enter a golden demon for once.
Yeah, he did. He did the year before.
He did, but now he can't. Now he can't enter stuff that other people have sculpted.
His shtick is ruined now. Yeah.
Erik, get a new shtick.
I think he just really enjoys that process, that collaborative project of getting to work on like a cool sculpt that's just made for that competition.
I think so too, dude. And if someone sculpted me as a badass space marine that the head looks actually like me,
yeah, dude,
I totally want to paint that and put that in the case too. It's kind of bullshit.
You just put that out into the universe.
Yeah, and he mentioned something he had brought that piece with. So Erik Swinson had a bust of a space wolf. I think it was given to him as a gift. So it's not something you can buy, but the head of the space wolf has no helmet, and it looks just like him. And so he painted that. He brought it with, but they told him like, "Oh, don't bother putting it in the case; it'll just get disqualified." My response was,
just put it in anyways.
Put it in anyways, because all the people are going to see how fucking awesome that is.
Yeah.
Let the people that are going around the cases appreciate that kind of stuff. And it's like, I think if there's a lot of guys that do that, I won't say a lot, but there's a handful every year of people that enter stuff in the open category that they didn't sculpt, that they painted. And I think if those people still did that, maybe it would push a change again, or just like it's a way of, sticking it to the man to say like, no, we still want this to be highlighted. We still want people to appreciate these cool things. And I do. So
Well, like, okay, there was that, not this year, but the last year, there was that guy, David Diamondstone, who put in that Space Marine diorama that was painted with 2 colors, white and black.
Mm-hmm.
Like, literally no gray at all. And they had that little chat bubble that said, like, we're not tournament legal kind of thing. Do you remember that thing? I think he put that in there. I don't know this for a fact, but I think he put that in there knowing he wasn't going to win. Mm-hmm. It's kind of that same vibe, right? Like, you're going to put a thing in, you know it's not there to win. It's just there to be a showpiece, right?
Yeah. It's there to make a statement, too.
Or that, sure, yeah.
You know, art can... I think one of the most impactful things that art can do is make a statement on society.
Okay, calm down, Banksy.
on you know, political climates, on you know, things in the world that we're not okay with, and to push that into the miniature realm. Kind of like some of the stuff that you saw at Monty when you were there.
100%. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Like is a big step for legitimizing what we do as a pure art form. I believe it is. We probably all believe it is. But for those that aren't in our sphere, to recognize and to take pause. So to push that into something like a Golden Demon that is very introspective about itself, like it's all about the IP, to kind of brute force your way in and to say like, no, this is not about just you. This is about a statement I'm making through my art. I think it's fucking awesome. And
I'm not sure if we'll ever see a GW focused thing that really does that. I mean, I think we probably already have at some point in the past.
I think you can.
You can, for sure, yeah.
But you can as an individual entering a piece. I don't think we will see that as part of like the Golden Demon event embracing or pushing for that. But I think you as the artist have the power of entering something and having put it on the shelf.
Yeah.
You know?
Dude, I just had a sick idea for a fucking diorama. I was trying to think about like how do you make a statement about something? I was trying to think of things, and I've been looking at Sisters of Battle models a lot lately, and the one that I've always fucking loved is the Penitent Engine. You know that fucking thing, dude? There's a man or a woman, actually the old model is a woman, literally crucified in a machine, and it's like a dreadnought. So I was like, what if you had a diorama of the person getting installed into the Penitent Engine? Like holding the arm down and like,
there's a hammer mid-swing.
That's fucking brutal, dude.
Yikes. That's great. That's a lot of kit bashing going on there. Man.
Yeah, that
fucking
is.
Sweet scene.
That is. I don't know how that is like a impactful or a political statement at all, but that's where my mind went immediately.
Yeah, just in the backdrop is just a
big Creed diorama. No,
it's just one of those backdrops of like a sunrise, but there's a faded picture of Jesus's face with a single tear rolling down it. So like Jesus sees, he knows.
Jesus sees, yeah.
Jesus knows.
Jesus exists in the 40K universe.
Yeah. Oh, and to tie this in truly to Golden Demon, you could just have that backdrop be AI art generated. Then you could just print it off and then put it in the back.
Yeah, yeah. God Emperor as Jesus Christ crying.
Hit print on my HP laser jet. We're good. We fucking did it, boys.
We'll get to that a little bit later in the episode.
I didn't even put that down in my.
Oh, you totally did.
Oh, did I?
Well, you said Golden Demon, so I figured that was going to come up.
Okay. What do you got?
This is a little off topic. Me and my friends have been talking about making a movie podcast for a long time, and we're talking about names, and I'm a stickler for names. Mm-hmm. Whenever I do something and it needs to have a label on it, I always want to have a good name because I never know where that thing's gonna go, and if it goes somewhere, I want to have a good fucking name. And so I was trying to think of stuff, and like the first thing I came up with was "we eat film reels" or "film eater," just like a weird fucking phrase. And I started thinking of the jobs that people have on a set, or like the equipment that you use related to film or for film. And then I remember the best fucking role in all of cinema, the best boy. And so
Best Boy.
the podcast is going to be called Best Boys.
Oh, no.
Is that a terrible name? It's so terribly awesome. So, yeah, we're going to go with that.
It's such a deep cut. I don't think people are going to.
See, that's the other thing. Is if they don't get it, it's still a stupidly funny name.
Yeah.
So it works on that level as well. At least to me it is.
A lot of people are going to be pissed it's not a podcast about dogs.
Oh, shit. I didn't think about that. You might be right.
Yeah, but see, that's a funny joke to like bring them in, though.
Yeah.
It's just like, this is not a podcast about dogs.
Just do like an hour-long episode where like my dogs are just sitting in these chairs, like just like breathing into the mics.
Yeah, and then you're just doing a review of the movie Homeward Bound.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
Dogs.
Or Airbud. Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually, you could actually like cross the streams there, and it's a movie podcast that's only featuring movies that have dogs in a prominent role. Like I Am Legend.
Yeah. Oh no.
There's so many.
Oh
Dude.
no.
There's so many that.
I Am Legend. Don't say that one.
Dude, the dog is important.
I know it is. It's also important in like The Lobster, but like they both meet a similar sad ending.
Yeah, we don't want to get into that part.
Oh no.
I had a bag here, Scott.
You got a bag?
Dude, I got a bag.
A bag of tricks.
A bag of treats. It's even better than tricks. It's treats. So at Adepticon, wonderful people give us little presents, little prezzies, little treaties,
Little alcohol.
little alcohol. You know, I'll talk about that while I'll let you showcase these. These are from the Painter League Get, a wonderful Canadian.
Whip it.
We have some
That looks nice.
some Canadian treats, right? So I'll let you decide if you want to open those while I tell my little story. We also got some stuff from Norway. We got milk chocolate, Norwegian Kit Kats called Kviklunsj.
Nice.
Yeah. And then he
right.
also gave us this brick. I don't know what this is.
That is an additive for dishes. It's not like a thing you just eat straight up.
That's good because I almost ate it over a cracker.
That might have been okay. I think it'd have been a little bit intense in flavor.
Yeah, I was kind of like thinking about like putting a bouillon cube on a wheat thin.
That's
It's
kinda-
gonna taste good.
That's kind of what I think it is kind of like.
Yeah, so to add it to like sauces or stocks.
Yes.
That's
That's what he said when he gave it to me, I believe.
Okay, so we're gonna have to try that.
Let's try one of each, so we're not just eating food for like 15 minutes straight.
Okay.
But I busted out this thing called a Whippet, which the picture looks amazing. It's like a nice little cracker on the bottom, like a mousse thing, and a little caramel in the middle.
I'm sure there's maple syrup in there. It's Canadian, right?
Oh, it could be maple syrup, yeah.
Why would it be honey when you could use maple syrup?
I don't know. It looked like a caramel, though.
And is it French Canadian? Who knows?
That's the thing about Canada is that all of their packaging, by law, apparently is required to have the French version of the name on it as well as the English one. That's what Jeremy told me when he came over, because he's a snack fucking pro.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that checks out when I think of all the Canadian snacks I've had in my life. I think of I better get some
The fuck is this?
fucking insulin. That's one for me, one for you. That's what that means. I better have some extra insulin if I'm gonna eat all this shit. So yeah, we got some wonderful treats. Thank you so much. And I totally forget because I'm terrible at remembering everyone's names at Adepticon, but I forget the wonderful Norwegian gentleman that gave us these chocolates. But thank you so much.
You weren't even there when he brought him over.
No, I didn't. But
It's on me to remember the name.
yeah, but I like found him in the crowd and I pointed at him and he waved and he nodded. So
you should have like fucking dined his name from like your brain antennas, or what are you saying right now?
yeah, I was going to use my telepathy.
No, okay, that's what it was. Okay, the Whippet, 10 out of 10.
I kind of wish the little biscuit inside was crispy,
Yeah,
but the flavor, the poofy marshmallow, it's like maple flavored marshmallow on the inside.
yeah. It's Easter. I've been eating Peeps.
Oh yeah,
This is right in line with Peeps.
maple Peeps, baby, with a little chocolate coating. This is solid. This is solid.
Yeah, that's like a great, what I'd call a slutty snack. You know, it doesn't try to be fucking healthy. It's just all that good shit you want. You know.
God damn, this is dangerous. I would eat that whole fucking
I
box.
know, dude. Yeah, it's pretty fucking good.
It was like Girl Scout cookies. You open up the thing and you're like, meh, well, I might as well just fucking eat it all.
And now we're gonna eat the kviklunsj that you. Oh, how do you say that word, dude?
I don't know.
That's definitely chocolate, right? Who knows?
Whole day. I just pretend I'm on the show Vikings or
Have you watched that show?
yeah. I watched like the first 2 seasons.
Do you recommend it?
I do. It's very hatchet porn.
Oh, wait, really?
Yeah. Dude, nothing like up close killing and there's always a shot of the blood splatter.
Nothing like up close killing. Put that in a fucking shirt, Mr. John Enos.
Mm-hmm. That's the way.
Oh shit! Midas is calling me to tell me that my car has an oil leak.
Oh no. Surprise. I already knew that. So the other thing that we often get wonderful little treats and gifts. We got a bunch of booze this year. We got different whiskeys. We got and Scott didn't take the whiskey, so I took them all, and mostly Ginger Jesus is going to be getting most of that. Got an amazing, also from Canada, a maple whiskey, like maple syrup whiskey.
Oh, yeah.
Which you can't really get in America. I mean, you can, but the shipping cost is like ridiculous to get it. But that was freaking phenomenal.
We also got some amazing cookies from Rufus Kip, from his wife, who apparently bakes for celebrities.
She's a professional baker. She has her own bakery, and he was saying that she was working on that weekend. She was working on the birthday cake for Billy Corgan.
Who is that again?
The lead singer of Smashing Pumpkins.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
That kind of aligns with our whole like Creed.
Yeah, right.
Motif this episode.
Yeah, other than he is an ugly bald son of a bitch.
Oh, yeah.
Other than the look, yeah, it's a similar timeline, similar trajectory. But also a gentleman that I wanted to shout out really quickly that he gave us a couple bottles of his. He distills his own whiskey. And he gave us those. I didn't know if he wanted to just share his name, so I won't. But he also wrote a wonderful note on the story behind and the reason why he one was an unfinished bottle, which would put it at about 120 proof, which you can use to like light your lamps at night. It's so strong.
Are you supposed to drink it?
Oh yeah, I've drank it. It is strong stuff, but it was a very touching story. And sometimes we get those. Sometimes we get letters. Sometimes we get notes.
We get
really touching stories. And this one hit me pretty hard. So
cool, man. That's awesome.
All right, how's this Kit Kat, bud?
It's like a Kit Kat, but is made with saltines. I don't know. When I first bit it and chewed it for like 2 seconds, I immediately got hit with like saltine. I don't know why. But
this puts Kit Kats to shame, bro. This is
so
fucking
fucking joking.
This is so good.
How could you betray America? What the fuck? Kit Kat is 3,000 times better than that.
No way. First of all, the quality of the milk chocolate of this is so much higher.
It's different.
And this thing, I'm guessing, is a really high quality milk chocolate too.
So are you a Hershey's hater? Like, would you take Cadbury over Hershey's? Because Hershey's is weird. I fully admit that. It's like this weird kind of tangy thing going on, but I kind of like it.
This is true. This is very Cadbury-esque, this milk chocolate.
Yes, it is.
No, like I don't know. Like if it was like Snickers is kind of in that Hershey's family.
Kind of, yeah.
So if it was Cadbury chocolate over the Hershey's chocolate for Snickers, I don't know.
What would you eat? A Cadbury chocolate bar or a Hershey's chocolate bar?
Cadbury chocolate bar.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of
Dude,
here.
have you ever had a Carmelo?
I don't think so.
Carmelo, that's the Cadbury. It's chocolate with a big gooey thing of caramel on the inside.
That sounds good,
It's
though.
fucking heaven. These are really good. I like the little bit of salt.
Okay, yeah, it is nice.
It's more advanced than our American candy of just
See,
I like your sweets.
that's starting to get into the world of like not slutty. You know?
Yeah. It's a little bit more highfalutin.
Yeah. I just want straight sugar in all of its various forms. You know, caramel, powder, chocolate. Just give it to me all.
Liquid.
Yeah.
Going
All right.
back.
What else we got? Quick. Let me chill for a second. PK Pro has started to sell some items on my web store on their website. So if you're a European watcher and wanted to ever pick up my stuff and not have to pay ridiculous custom fees and shipping, you can do that now on their website. All my models are there, and the brush box, and I think the cutting mat. And I'll have it linked down in the description and show notes.
That's so nice.
It is nice. I'm looking to do the same thing with Element Games for the people in the UK. I've been wanting to have a solution for cheaper shipping, and like I've been really kind of just like waiting to like, you know, hash out a deal with someone or find a distributor in a different country to ship my stuff out. But this is so easy and just a good stepping stone into a different plan later in the future.
You want a cube of this?
Oh, I thought we were only doing one of each, so we're not eating it long.
Oh, God damn it. You're right. All right.
You want? Maybe
Maybe we'll have a little snack halfway through for snack time.
There. Oh, snack time.
I'll put those down. Let's talk about what we painted, because we have a heavy. I think like a lot of the main topic today of our rehashing of Adepticon will end up like mingling into a lot of preamble kind of conversations.
Yeah.
And so let's just get into what we painted. What did you paint, Scott?
I just painted more as Vader.
Dude,
So I painted his crotch and his leg, and
how's that red crotch? Oh my God,
dude. What the fuck? Why are you fucking laughing, bro?
Because his codpiece stands out so much when it's surrounded by black, and it's just bright ass red.
Look at my dick.
My dick is amazing. Give it a lick.
So I'm doing the whole red NMM thing, and I've kind of realized a fundamental, I don't know why I said it that way, fundamental mistake that I made with red NMM, and that is that
you broke the lightsaber.
I broke the lightsaber. Well, I did, but luckily I'm replacing it with a Sith Warblade.
Oh, that's sick.
I know, it's got fucking runes in it and shit. It's gonna be so awesome.
Okay.
I feel like I don't feel like I know that, like, because you're using the color red for like your main gradient color and not like grays, blacks, and whites, the way that you have to like use those tones is different.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't think about that. And I started to think about other colors and like what colors would like kind of map better to the way that I paint NMM with silver paints currently. And I think purple it's a lot easier to paint in like the same style that I would paint silver as opposed to red. I feel like red is a little bit different. I started to look at obviously like things like an Imperial Guard from like the original Star Wars movies, and like I don't know, like there's so little like shadow or like highlight before pure white.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's like pure white, and 80% of it is vibrant red, and there's like a little bit of shadow, which is like not how it would be with silver. With silver, it's like that gray, I think, is the smallest portion of all those gradients, and the shadow and the highlight is way bigger. But with this, it's like a different way of thinking about how I should, like what colors I should be using, what brightnesses I should be using, and all that stuff. And so I kind of fucked up. And I'm kind of just taking the L and just kind of painting it how it is now. But if I do it again, I'm definitely going to think more about how much red I'm putting in, like how much just straight up pure red.
It's one of those things that we go through where by the time we get to the end, we've learned a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But your final product we had to go through so much for you to get to those unlocks.
Yeah.
And so it's not necessarily indicative to what, if you started it over again, what you've learned and implemented.
100%.
But those times are super important. They're also kind of bittersweet.
Yeah.
And that's why we, as painters, we tend to avoid them.
Right. And it's also, I'm not going to paint another Darth Vader, you know?
Another screaming red Darth Vader.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, at the very least. So it's like I'm not going to get a chance to use that info on a model that will be super similar, and it'd be like very easy to like do it one-to-one. But I might paint like an Imperial Guard or like one of those red stormtroopers from the sequel trilogy or stuff like that, or something else like that's going to be red.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, those Imperial Guard, that's like their level of like candy-coated red is very like, if chrome was red,
yeah,
that would be what it is. That's why there's so much brights. And then a quick jump off into like the pure red.
And I know if Vince was here, he would say,
here's why you're wrong.
He would say that there is pink in the red, but if you look at like a human-sized thing that has that candy-coated red, maybe there's a little bit of pink in there. But when you shrink that thing down to that model, that pink is gone. Like, You're not going to be able to paint something that small, I think. I don't know if you agree with me or disagree with me, Vince, but if you reply and in a comment, we'll pin it so people can see the dialogue. But I feel like I'd be afraid to try to paint a model like an Imperial Guard, because I feel like you just got to fucking go for that white.
Oh, yeah.
And it's going to look like shit if you're doing it wrong, you know?
Yeah, and it's going to look like shit either way, like 75% of the process.
I know.
And so you're like, oh,
I can't
God.
take that.
Right. Especially for, I would say especially, but maybe not especially. But for us, when it's like usually something like that is for a purpose, like it's for a video or it's painting for it on the stream.
Yeah,
or
you can't have it look like ass,
You're
right?
just like, man, it's going to be a giant dumpster fire, and there's no way I'm going to pull the fucking plane out of this nosedive.
Yeah. And part of the thumbnail oftentimes is like showing the thing you painted in the thumbnail. That's definitely one of those, I'm going to blur this shit out so you can't see how awful it looks.
Yeah. I like that. Well, you've already kind of been like hedging for how to pull this off.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm like, what if? And I'm like, okay, I'm going to have to do this and this.
I saw you airbrushing this dude a bit on stream the other day.
Not very far on that thing. I'm just trying to get the initial gradient down, and then I gloss coated it for a nice clean oil panel line if it'll work. We'll see what happens.
They have so many panels.
They really do. They really fucking do. I don't think I went intense enough with the contrast. What do you think?
Yeah. So it's going to be a cream. The main color is like a cream color for him.
It's going to be a cream colored armor, but I feel like I should go brighter with the white. But I was brighter with the white, and it was too white, and so then I made it a little bit more warm and yellow, and then I think I kind of nuked the contrast doing that. So I think I don't know what I need to do. Darker.
Yeah, I would. So here's where I would go from here, not knowing if this is correct or not. A little bit darker and maybe a slight amount more saturation in whatever shadow color you go, whether it's more towards ochre, more towards
like a rusty brown,
brown or something like that. Just so you're pushing the differentiation, because if these going to be on the table, the subtlety is just not going to show enough. But I also think equally as important for that, and even whether or not you did that, and this sucks, but it needs a pure white or very, very close to pure white edge highlight.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
And that will really show the differentiation.
That's the other thing that's difficult about airbrushing, is that you need to set yourself up to the point where the other steps you're going to take with the brush are going to get you to your end result that you're imagining. But you have to have some kind of trust that where you're stopping is the right stopping point.
Yep.
So I don't know. Like I think as it stands, if I did a white edge highlight, it would read like the color I want to read, but it wouldn't have that like blendy, awesome airbrush look that I also want. So it's just like, I don't know. Like
so many edges.
So many edges, dude. All over that fucking model. I'm not going to do everything, but I'll hit the important ones.
Yeah, I think it, and then getting other colors on different surfaces and stuff will really show the more depth and the more nuance to the white that you have on this. It's like you have to go through the process to then kind of like with the Darth Vader, like you go through the whole process. By the time you're done and getting color over everything, even if the model's not 100% done, you'll know then where you stand on the steps you took with the airbrush at the beginning.
Yeah,
you know.
I didn't like really do this procedure when I was painting those 3 Kabalite warriors in this scheme. I was like kind of trying to figure out the scheme. And so now I'm trying to figure out like how would I paint an army in that scheme? Like what steps would I take and stuff like that. And I think I jumped the gun honestly on the gloss coat, because like obviously I could, if I'm using a brown oil wash or like a sepia one or a burnt umber one, that could apply to many of the colors that I'm going to paint. Like if I do a camo green little waistcloth thing, or like any of the other bits and bobs, those should be base coated first, and then I should do the oil wash, because then they could hit all those little zones. Mm-hmm. So I need to do some more base coating before I get that oil wash in. That's me though.
Oh, oil wash, dude. Always scary stuff.
We'll see. I'm trying to figure it out.
Yeah, I think like there's a level of unlock, a level of like finding your groove in that will like I'm excited for you to hit that, because I never 100% did. I felt like I got to a point when I was really heavy in working with oils that I'd get to where I'm like, with 80% confidence this will look solid. But it's like anything, you just need repetitions. You need a feel, like you get in a level of understanding of by look and feel and brush and everything, what it'll do, be able to predict it, and what you're going for before you ever put the wash on the model. And that just takes some experience with the product.
Yeah.
I painted one of the new Croots.
You're just fucking pooping out 40K miles left and right, dude.
I love painting. This is what I've learned.
It's fucking gigantic model.
Yeah, I know, isn't he?
Why is he so big? You could play this model in fucking Shatterpoint, or like it's so big.
I love that he's big. He's just so much more fun to work on. But yes, like they're big. I didn't realize that because they're kind of the spindly, I guess is the word I'd describe Kroot.
Dude, just chat for a little bit.
Okay, just how spindly they are. I had never like built a Kroot, painted a Kroot before. I didn't realize how tall they were. So they're like a head taller than Primaris Marines, I think. They're big. It was so much fun to paint them. And I realized that I really enjoy, and maybe I'm going to eventually create like a bingo sheet of all the different factions, or maybe all like certain factions or certain like key, models that are kind of like stereotypical Warhammer, whether it's Age of Sigmar or 40K, and paint all the ones I haven't painted before. Because I'd never painted a Kroot before. And then not that long ago, I hadn't painted a Squig before or whatever. I want to experience in painting all these like well-known, established, historical, or important models within the Warhammer universe.
What's the one you're most excited to get to? The thing you haven't done before.
Gosh. I don't know. I haven't really sat down and like thought about which big ones I haven't done.
Okay.
In 40K. I've done a lot though.
So it's like each chapter of Space Marine like an example, or is that
that's
not?
fucking not.
So it's like the sculpt.
Yeah, so like
Okay.
Kroot are this is a breakdown of that. Kroot are part of the Tau Empire, the Tau faction.
Okay, let me just take a brief moment here.
Look how much bigger he is than that little boy.
I got a Tau thing out, a Tau model out, and literally the top of his head is like under the height of this model's shoulders. He's like,
Because of his belly button.
it's like his little brother, you know?
They're not the same race though.
They aren't. I know that, but like, God, are they? They have never been this big, Kroot.
He's an HQ, so maybe he's slightly bigger and
Okay.
his pose is more up.
God damn, it's a big model.
He's big. Yes. So like for instance, in Tau, I've painted the regular Tau-ish dude in there, whatever, like the one you have on there that you showed. I painted this guy. I haven't painted one of their big cool battle suits.
Okay, yeah.
Like there's an example of something there. I've never painted a rhino.
I was just gonna say a vehicle of some kind, right?
I painted a good bit of, back when I was playing 40K, a good bit of the vehicles for Death Guard. So I painted like the Plague Burst Crawler,
yeah.
and the drones and that kind of stuff. But I have not painted, first of all, I haven't painted a vehicle in a long time, but yes, stuff like that. So those kinds of things. I've never painted a true knight. I painted the war dogs, but the war dog. But
It's kind of the same thing. I feel like.
Yeah, there's just more.
It just takes longer.
More panels.
Yeah.
More oil washes over silver paint. same thing.
Right. A lot of airbrushing.
A lot of airbrushing. Yeah. So anyway, this guy was painted in speed paint in about 3 hours. Little over 3 hours, but it was messing with the new Big Child Creatives Atom Paint range.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was, I'm just like trying to find a way, this medium for me of happiness in speed painting, enjoying the parts of painting a model that I enjoy, cutting the rest, and having a final quality that I feel like I can obtain for a full army or a kill team or a Necromunda squad or whatever, but it's not so overwhelming that it's going to cost me, 10 hours a model to get there.
That's a great way to describe speed painting. I feel like is like keeping all the parts of painting that you like.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that way of describing it.
And I was kind of pushing a big part for me is when I'm doing stuff for gaming and trying to develop for speed painting is to keep a level of punchiness, vibrance, color screaming where I want it on the model so they don't just kind of like fade on the table from too many desaturated colors. Now here it's mostly just his skin, but it's also just a process of layering too, right? Because I'm not doing fancy techniques. I'm not doing glazing. I'm not doing wet blending. All I'm doing is layering. The only thing that I'm tweaking is on the fly changing the paint consistency a little bit to create a little bit of fading into my shadows. So yeah, that was kind of that. So that way I can keep moving, right? And also this set is only 12 colors in this paint set. So it was all mixing. But I think we feel that color mixing, not having the exact color right out of the bottle when you're painting a bunch of stuff is a slowdown. There's a level that I agree to when it's like, I'm going to paint all of the armor this color blue. I want this one right out of a bottle that I can just paint it all blue. I agree with you. But a lot of the nuance in the building up a quick highlight or in the just whatever desaturated color this belt or buckle or gun holster or whatever will be, like that stuff, whatever's on your palette, mix it quick or just use whatever colors were there and then just get it done. Across an entire army, that shit doesn't matter.
It does not, yeah.
It's just having fun with that.
I think there's an argument to be made here that when trying to develop a scheme for a thing, maybe it's easier, I don't know if it's faster, to do it with a limited range of paints, 10 paints, and mixing. And then once you have figured out like where you like the colors to go, what colors you like to use, how much of the model they're covering, then you like start to go and match those colors with things that exist in your collection so that you can just have them out in front of you. There's no mixing, you just have the things, and so there's no thinking.
Yeah, that works, I think, as long as you're dealing with a paint that is a high quality paint with a high pigment load, that it can be super vibrant with one coat. And that's where things can get tricky, because most miniature paints are already a high amount of mixes to create that one color, and they lose their punch when you're just putting them on a model and trying to move fast with one coat per surface.
Yeah. So I would say no mixing in like once you've figured out the color scheme. Like you're just, okay, I ended up with a blue shadow in this part. I'm going to go grab my abyssal blue from scale 75. I'm just going to use that. So it's not really any mixing going on other than like the blending between the colors that you chose.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did you base coat that entire model in a dark red brown?
Everything but the skin. So I primed the model black. I didn't do any base coats on it. I basically made a thin down wash of a dark rust color, put that on over everything but his skin.
Over black?
Over black.
A wash?
Basically a wash consistency. But because this stuff is really high pigment, kind of artist grade paint, this Big Child stuff, it fades because I've created a wash consistency, and it's over a black primer. So it naturally will dry as a darker tone, right, but I'm not mixing a dark tone. I'm mixing kind of a mid-tone.
Can you explain why you decided to do that?
Because to me, the most time-intensive and boring, shitty part of miniature painting is base coating. Okay. So the key goal that I am trying to crack, and I've been working on it in different variations of this over the last year or two, is how to completely cut base coating out of miniature painting and painting quick and still getting something that you're proud of or you can consider a high quality of final product. And so this is very much kind of a Spanish style. This approach is this really faded, dark, basically wash step with a big fat brush that I applied on this, and I'm immediately jumping into thick, opaque, just colors over the areas that aren't in shadow.
Okay.
And that's what I did. So, and then for a lot of those finicky things, the little details that we see on so many Warhammer models, because you already have a color over them, you're just kind of whatever color this thing is. It doesn't matter if its shadow is this dark rusty red. I can make that thing look gray or a leather brown or whatever in just that one level of highlight there. And so it makes it look not unfinished. I also leaned into it a bit on for the metals and keeping a lot of it untouched to make it look rusty.
Okay. So I don't know if you explained this in the video. I know you put it out today, right?
Yes.
I've always had this interesting thought where and maybe you said this, when I'm base coating and then I'm layering on top of the base coating, sometimes depending on what color you're using, it feels like you're wasting time because you are applying paint on top of a thing that you spent time applying paint to.
Yes.
And you could have just applied the layer that ends up being the final layer as opposed to covering up your previous work.
Yes.
So did you wash it because a wash settles in the parts where the shadow would remain, leaving the darker or almost entirely black parts for layers of paint that would then end up being the ones that are actually visible? Is that what you're trying to do? You're trying to put the paint where it's going to end up actually? It's kind of hard. I can't explain this very well.
When I say wash, I didn't mean that. I just made a thin paint.
Okay.
And just did an all over coat. Now, naturally, because it is thin with a lot of water, often times it would,
sink
collect
to the bottom of an armor plate or whatever.
Yes, but because it's over pure black and it's naturally going to be translucent from being so thin, all it does is it tints that black with that color, so it's naturally a shadow color there. Boom! It's just instead of the shadow being pure black, it's this interesting color instead. Okay. And then I'm never painting the entirety of anyone's surface in any point. I'm just going from that right into on average, the first pass, I'm covering somewhere between 60 and 75% of that surface with that. Yeah. And then if I do another highlight or two, like the skin got like 2 highlights, it went from covering 60% to like 35% to then 10%. That kind of, I'm just making it lower, but every time it is fully opaque, fully thick, and ideally for the important parts, very vibrant colors.
I'm smiling because this is like the fucking nerdy shit you get into when you start to like really iterate on like one thing over and over and over and over again. So I feel like you have been focusing a lot on speed painting in like the last 6 months or maybe even a year. And so you've kind of like reached this very like kind of like nuanced, very personal way of painting. But I think it makes sense. If you're painting fast, I think you shouldn't waste your time base coating the entirety of a thing one color when it's going to be covered up 80% of it, right? That's the whole idea.
Yeah. And I mean, and I know part of it's because of YouTube, and part of it is because the kind of terminology is, it's easiest to approach it this way, to use the term speed painting. And that's not exactly what I'm doing. It's for lack of a better term.
What are you doing?
What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to just stick with the fun, that things that I enjoy most in painting. And part of that fun for me is being able to sit down at the table, and by the time I'm done sitting down for that painting session, I have something that I'm proud of. So I'm trying to really fine-tune that as best I can. And I guess, for lack of a better term, that would be speed painting, because I'm trying to paint quickly. But it's not so much about painting as fast as humanly possible. It's about getting the best result I can by cutting all the fat, as much as fat that I can cut, and then trying to just enhance with the fewest brushstrokes possible.
I feel like that idea is definitely enticing for your average viewer, and that could be like its own kind of clickbait title, you know, like how I make miniature painting fun, or like whatever. There's a million different ways you could say that in a title.
And in workshopping with my list of titles for this video, there was a number that was leaning into that kind of a thing.
Okay.
I didn't go with it because I felt like there actually is a future video that expands on that more, or I really dig into that deeper, that there's a better time for that.
Gotcha, okay.
But yes, that I think that really is key to it, because what I want to do here is I want to sit down and paint a squad for Necromunda and know that we've had that feeling of when you paint for a video under a time constraint, painting a whole army, painting a whole squad, painting whatever. And you just kind of have to go through the shit and just plow through it for stuff that's not fun to get it done on time. Well, it's like, and what ends up happening too is like the final product just like, it doesn't check, at least for me, it doesn't often check all of the really important boxes. There's not many really important boxes on the tabletop, but there's some that I think are what make or break looking at something at 5 feet on the table in the midst of a game that do it really, really well. And like your Necromunda game is a prime example. They have really interesting color scheme and differentiations that pop at the table. And I want to be able to be drawn to those models. And I want to make sure if I'm spending time painting a whole army, I didn't fuck up those very important boxes to check. You know?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm going for. And it was just so fun, just mixing some colors and just fucking around with it.
That's good, man.
He's a cool model. I really like the dude. He had options of what you could arm him with for each arm, but the big giant compound bow was so goddamn cool.
I'm surprised, you know. Yeah. Generally, you admonish like modern weapons in a sci-fi setting. I mean, it is sci-fi-ish.
Yeah, these guys are like they're the members of the Tau that are like guerrilla forces, I think, right?
Like, they're like Tusken Raiders,
exactly.
Like sand people, yeah.
Like they're really good at with the technology that their society has used for 1,000 years. And you may not think it's as good as your plasma rifle, but I can shoot you in your eyeball at 1,000 yards with my bow, you know? That's fucking sweet.
Yeah, that is pretty sweet. All right, that's it for what we painted. Now onto the topic, which is just about Adepticon, recapping from it, decompressing, talking about some of the details and what we did and what we ate and what we saw, stuff like that.
Okay, so I did write down kind of like a checklist for us so we didn't miss anything in particular. But, you know, if there's things that aren't a lot or whatever, you know, or if we're missing something, you feel free to jump in here, Scott. But the first I want to talk about is just kind of high level how Adepticon felt. I don't know what this felt like the biggest, busiest, most people, nowhere was safe. kind of place. It just feels so alive. It didn't feel cramped. It didn't feel like how I hear Gen Con is.
Yeah, I did not. Yes, I agree, 100%. But I kind of feel like people say this every year about Adepticon. It's like, oh, it was the biggest year ever, and it was so crowded. And I was like, yeah, it was. And so after a while, you kind of just come to expect it to get busier and busier.
Yeah, it's just the way it is.
Yeah.
I think where I saw it a lot this year was the Golden Demon cases. It felt like there was never a time to go and visit them without a line prior to about 2 a.m.
Yeah, so typically we will go and look at the cases on like Saturday night. 'Cause that's kind of when all the entries are done being entered, and we'll do it at like midnight, 11, because like we have a hotel room in the con, so we can just go late and go to bed whenever we want. But you guys are playing Commander.
Mm-hmm.
And while you were finishing up, I was like scouting the cases because they were playing up in the Euphoria room, which is like right next to those areas. And I was like peeking my head out, and like there were people there, like a large like crowd of people. Like I don't want to stand in line. Yeah. I don't want to feel like I'm pressured to like move past a model. Like I will stare with my forehead on the glass, not literally, but almost, at a model for like 4 or 5 minutes straight, and talk about it with someone like Vince or like you behind me. And I don't want to feel like I have to rush. And so I'm kind of waiting for it to clear out entirely. And it did not clear out entirely until 1 in the fucking morning.
Yeah.
And so that's when we went. We went at 1 in the morning.
Yeah. Sometimes it's really fun to go back and forth. Like you're discussing something, looking at something, blah, blah, blah. You go down a case over, and then you're like digging on this, and then you want to jump back to the first one.
Yeah. No rules.
Go back and forth. And if there's like a line that you got to go down, like you can't do that.
You can't.
There's whispers of like this Adepticon moving to a different location.
Yeah.
Because they are kind of bursting at the seams on not even necessarily the amount of people there. That was certainly a part of it. But just like there's no more space for stuff. And there's plenty more stuff that people want to have there, that people are willing to host there.
And it's already spilling out into the other hotels and stuff.
Yeah.
Like Don Haney said he had to go do his Frostgrave event at the Hyatt Regency or something like that. And he kind of was bummed about that because he wasn't like in the shit. Which obviously I understand. We've talked about it before on the podcast. So yeah, I think Milwaukee was mentioned by like some random person who was talking to me. I don't know if that's true at all, but yeah, I've also heard those same whispers.
Yeah, I think that would be pretty grand if it did. Yeah, it's like we're and it's awesome. It feels like every year that like we're spending more time talking to people. People jump up to us at pictures, ask questions, and everything. And I attribute that to, who knows how many different things, but that's always the joy of Adepticon, is getting to talk to people and getting to meet all the goody peepees in person for the, typically the only time of the year that we get to do that. So I want to just absorb all of that. So it's just been, it's part of the fun. It also means that like we're going through the vendor hall, and the vendor hall is completely packed shoulder to shoulder with people. That just means that there's more conversations, there's less actual shopping and buying, and I saw that in my final purchases of the convention.
I didn't buy a single thing other than a rule book that someone handed me that I ended up paying for.
I stole some stuff. I don't know if I bought. Yeah,
nice,
I did buy some.
Nice.
I did buy a couple things, but yes.
I think this year more than any other year, I realized that Adepticon isn't necessarily a con that is for me. That's not. Nothing's black and white, right? So, but like the gradient is shifting here. Like the first Adepticon I went to, 90% of that was for me, and then the longer we go along here to the 7th year, that flagpole is shifting, and I'll define for me by the amount of time spending. The amount of time that I would spend doing things that like I would want to do, So like. I love talking to people and fans and stuff like that, but if I was like just going to Adepticon for the fun of it, that wouldn't be like the thing on top of my mind that I'm like going for.
Sure.
It's like a nice byproduct of going. But like I would go to like enter a painting competition or like shop at the vendor hall or compete in a tournament for gaming or something like that. So I kind of realized that this year, like I do. For a large reason, just go to show up so that people can chat with me and that we can, socialize and stuff like that. So I kind of feel like, and I don't know if you feel this way, I don't necessarily need to go for like 5 days. Like, I'd be happy just going like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, not necessarily Wednesday through Sunday. I don't know.
That's it. I hadn't thought about it that way.
I don't know. Like,
I don't think that's a bad thing to say, though.
there's like FOMO for sure. Like,
right.
Because like there are things that happen on Wednesday and Thursday that I wanna be a part of.
Bro, that GW reveal, bro.
Fucking A.
No, I have that already written down here.
Yeah,
We're gonna
I
discuss
saw,
that
dude.
garbage.
I saw. So like I'm not saying that I'm complaining or that I didn't have a good time or anything, but I think that like I don't want to miss out on that much work. One, I like to do what I'm doing. And yeah, it's just like it's like a thing to go and show up and chat with people about. I don't need to be there for all 5 days.
That is a good way to look at it. And I think a lot of people that attend do it that way as well. They're there for a couple of the days.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, it's a lot of it drains you too.
For sure. Yeah.
Like, the more days you're there, the more that we're like, because we're, just on and talking and high energy and having fun. And the more days in a row you do that, the more it's kind of like, it takes it out of you. And by the time we got to even Saturday and Sunday, I was kind of like crawling across the finish line for the convention. You know?
I have a picture of you actually, like when you're looking super wily and insane, like right before the show. But yeah, like you kind of give yourself to these people in like a huge way. Like they're excited to see you and you show up for them and you chat with them and that takes some energy. But also whenever I feel like I don't do a good job or like I don't get an opportunity to speak to someone, like that kind of really plays in my mind like a lot.
Yeah.
Like I'll start talking to someone and then someone's like, "Hey Scott, we gotta go," or like, "We're leaving." And I'm like, "Fuck, okay, well bye." And I just feel like an asshole because I didn't like give that person the same time of day that I gave everyone else that I chatted to at Adepticon. So if you were at Adepticon and you had a brief conversation with me where I dipped, I'm sorry if it made me seem like an asshole. I don't mean to be that way, but it's hard to like when you see your friends like walking off and it's like we were like on the way to go somewhere, and like someone got stopped, and we have the opposite of the Marine Corps. We have the every man left behind policy where if you get stopped, like we're not gonna wait around because. Yeah,
we all understand it though.
Yeah.
You, Vince, and I all had the
agreed.
conversation.
It's
like
agreed,
we understand. I'm not jumping on any grenades for you, my friend. You're laying in the dirt where you fell, my brother.
Yeah, and it's not a grenade. It's just that if we all stop in the same spot, everywhere at Adepticon, especially this year, is so highly trafficked that if we do stop, we'll just be there for a long time. And generally speaking, we have some kind of plan at all times, like we're going to do something or something like that.
Yeah, I think we purposely try to keep our schedule pretty open because we understand that, let's say, okay, in an average day, if you had like multiple paint classes or you were going to play in this event of this game or whatever, if you even had like 3 things in a day, even 2, plus like having to go somewhere to get, we have reservations for a meal or something like that, I'd always feel that feeling that you're talking about of like pressuring myself that I'm not talking with people enough because I got to go somewhere. I got to be somewhere. I got to do something. And then I feel like I can't stop and talk to people, or I can't have more than just a hi, good to meet you moment, because I always got to be somewhere to be, and I don't want to do that. So that's caused me to not do stuff at Adepticon.
Okay, and that's the other thing that I felt about this year is that I was just kind of like waiting for people to invite me to do things, So I was like spending the entire event in like a holding pattern, and I was like, okay, when's this thing that I'm like, when is Jason gonna invite me to like go eat out at dinner? Because that's like a normal thing that happens.
Yep.
And then like of course I'm fucking playing a Shatterpoint game, and he's like, let's go. And I'm like, God damn it. Like, that's the thing. It's like, so you never feel like you want to plan anything or like engage in a long activity because like someone's going to be like, let's do this fun thing. And you don't want to miss out on it.
That is a part that it really grinds on me.
Yeah.
Because I am a scheduler. This is the thing we're doing. This is what we're doing. And something about at a convention, a lot of people are just so fucking loosey-goosey about it. They're hey, we'll do that. Whatever. We're going to have dinner tonight. Blah, blah, blah. And then you're just like, it's 5:00. You guys want to go do dinner or whatever? And I'm just like, dude, fuck it. You got to schedule this shit, man. Like, come on, dude. You're killing me. And this isn't just talking about Jason and Monument, because that's the one we kind of figure out and do every year anyway. But it's just, I also have this extra level that's kind of my own anxiety built in with me, is because I have to have a pretty regular, like, eating schedule.
Yeah.
And so, like, I can't just be fucking loosey-goosey of we're going to eat at 6 or we're going to eat at 8 and be like, I ain't going to be alive at 8, jackass. Like, you need to fucking be an adult and say, this is where we're going, this is where we're meeting, this is the shit ahead of time, so I can feel comfortable to know where I need to be, and so planning that kind of stuff, I get it too. And I get overwhelmed too with even like playing games and stuff, and I'm like, but if I commit to this, what are these other floaty things that I'm worried about? Are these going to happen and that kind of stuff? So
yeah.
We're talking about like we're not poo-pooing on the convention experience. It's just kind of interesting stuff that in retrospect.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, we're having fun every place we're going. At least I did.
Yeah, for sure.
Everything we're doing. Okay, so next thing I have here is this year we had the fucking Optimus Prime double room. It's actually not nearly as sexy as it sounds, but we had 2 hotel rooms for the first time. Every other year, it's been 4 dudes, 1 room. We got 4 dudes, 2 rooms, and we got them to put the rooms side by side.
Yeah, but there was no door that like connected.
Yeah, we had no connector door. The connector door would have been swell.
We had a connector door at our hotel, our hotel in Madison, though.
Yeah. I didn't know if I put that down there, but of our precarious ride home.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about that. But yeah, it was just really nice to be able someone's chilling or taking a nap or doing something in this room. We'll just go to the other room and we can go eat a sandwich or do whatever. Mm-hmm. It was just kind of nice and spread out. It didn't always feel like if you're going to the room, you're just kind of like, those rooms are not that big for hotel rooms, first of all. And then you have 4 people in a room. I'm just like kind of miserable. My sleep, it helped me so much more this year from being sleep deprived. And maybe I can loop into this for a different one that's further down here. There was no Con John this year.
There was no Con John. There was Snoring John, though.
Oh, no.
And I did film some incriminating evidence of it's not really a video because
audio. My wife said since I got back that for like the last week my snoring was really bad too. It's because of that head cold I had. Yeah. And I've been over it, and she's like the last 2 days.
But I've learned from prior years, so I brought earplugs this time, and we're good. I fell asleep like a baby every single day. No problems.
Sweet.
No problems at all.
Sweet. You still have the evidence on your phone.
I do.
How loud it was.
I don't know if it's gonna come up. Do you hear that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It did not affect me at all.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. Maybe next year I just need to take more vitamins. That's what we learned.
Yeah, you skipped, brother. You skipped.
Yeah. But I had a great time. And didn't drink at all. It did not affect my fun. In fact, I had more fun this year than any other year because I wasn't like hungover and miserable until noon every day.
Yeah, I will say that you definitely didn't stay up as late as you normally do.
I don't, but that was the other part of it. Is like that's where this is the true origin story of Kanchan. Is he is the demon that when awoken at me at about drink number 2, then he's just like he wakes up and he cannot be vanquished. Like he's going at 4 a.m.
Yeah,
and so that's good. I do not need to be up, and it's not even like some nights I was like I'm ready to go to bed at like 10 or 11.
Yeah.
And other nights I was up till 1 or 2 a couple nights. But
what did you get up to at fucking 8 a.m.? I was like,
I got up I got to have a good start to the day without feeling rushed or that I did whatever. As I get up, I do a little calisthenics. I do some body squats, just get my blood pumping.
You were doing that while I was snoozing?
Yeah, I could do that right in the bathroom.
Oh, okay.
And so I got up, did that, took a shower, got dressed, kind of figured out what I was going to do for the day. And then just would go downstairs before anyone was up. And it was early enough, somewhere between 7 and 8 a.m. And just kind of do a quick walk around. And like I'd usually go to the Golden Demon cases to see how busy it was. I was already fucking busy, just go, talk to like either certain vendors that I wanted to make sure I got to say hi to, or just, people. It was just kind of nice to start my day that way. And then I would just kind of correlate when people were up and they're like, hey, what do we want to do? I'm like, I'm ready for whatever. So I'm ready for whatever. I put down here, what did we eat? Does this matter?
Not really. We had pizza delivered one day. We had sandwiches. We ate at the hotel bar for the first time this year.
Yeah.
We were aware of food being there.
Because their menu was different. I think in previous years it wasn't different.
Yeah. And man, they do not have enough employees.
No.
I don't know what the deal with that is.
I don't know. It's for a place that has like a lot of conventions year round. You'd think you'd be staffed for such a thing.
Well, maybe they're not as big as Adepticon, maybe?
I don't know.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know. But, like, we have in the last couple of years have made it a priority to not go on long excursions to eat from the convention.
Right, yeah, we had to set some rules for Jason with our steak dinner.
Well, that and like even like before when we like go out to Lou Malnati's and stuff, it's like by the time we all get to the vehicle and then go over there and get a part of
delivered deep dish pizza and it gets made.
Yeah,
it's
forever. Like we're gone for 2.5 hours.
Yeah, yeah.
And so this was kind of nice. So we had Vince had Mexican delivered.
Oh yeah,
pizza delivered.
Yeah.
We had a bunch of things where it's like it was when it was convenient. Like we don't have to leave and do that kind of stuff. Reminds me another reason why fucking Nova is so goddamn amazing. It's like you don't have to worry about that shit. It's like, oh, there's a group of us, 4 or 5 of us. Want to go grab lunch? Fuck yeah, let's go grab lunch. You don't have to schedule. We're gonna walk within 2 blocks. There's a dozen amazing places to eat.
Oh,
and
that's super nice.
Quick service. Yeah. So you feel like you're never far from the convention. You don't have to get anything delivered. You can have an amazing meal and be back in an hour to hour and a half.
That's nice.
Like so, that makes me even like more not wanting to leave Adepticon because it's such a pain where it's located now to like.
You gotta get an Uber because no one has a car,
Yeah.
or I mean, the car person is not accessible. You got to get in contact with them and text them and shit.
Yeah, or even if you do have that, and it's like parking is such a fucking mess at the Adepticon hotel that it's like, yeah, we can do that, but when we get back 2.5 hours later, we're gonna be parking a mile away because your spot's taken. So it's like almost like leaving. You're just kind of hosed.
Right. Yeah.
Let's talk about the GW reveal show. This happened Wednesday night, so this is kind of the first big night of Adepticon. And
I hadn't been. I don't think I've been in 2 years. I haven't been to a reveal show in a while.
Yeah. So I've been to the last number. I was to the Nova one too. I tend to go just because like there's really nothing else going on that first night.
Yeah. Why not? 100%. Yeah.
This was now to GW's credit, every single year, every single major event, they are tweaking their formula. It feels like they're trying to find a groove, trying to improve, trying to create this, video games expo reveal show level of energy or excitement or presentation, right? And they've jumped all over the map in terms of how they're trying to do this. This time, it was an hour and 15-minute long video. There was no interaction. There was no presenter there. They had a projector screen, and we watched the fucking video that when the thing went live online was the same video y'all got to see. Yeah. It was the most painstaking, boring ass shit. We want to get pumped. We want to hear some like loud like drum battle music with some fucking panty shots with some fucking smoke and shit. It's like dun 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 dun, and then it shows a new Terminator or whatever, and the crowd goes rah.
Yeah, and that's the thing is you want to have an opportunity to fucking cheer.
Yes.
Where you don't feel like you're missing the content because obviously the whole thing is a video. And there's no gaps for applause, right? So as soon as you see a cool model, you want to shout and cheer. But like they're saying things that you can't hear anymore because there's no subtitles, and there's no pause. And it's like this is not a live event, dude. We're all just sitting here and like watching. It's like a movie theater,
Yeah,
it was a shitty movie. It wasn't even a good, and not like it wasn't shitty because the video was bad. It's just like it's not a movie.
It was not a live event. It's like going to a Taylor Swift concert and then sitting in the stadium and then just having them play the Eras tour on a screen.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they had like the game developers and stuff after every quick reveal. They had the game developers talk for 10 plus minutes in this video about the interesting things in lore and reasons behind all this stuff. And that's not the home for a reveal show. That's for the videos when it's shown on Warhammer Community and it's broken down. And a reveal show, it should be high energy, show us the big shit, tell us the bullet points of why we should be excited, get us there. And then
don't repeat information.
The only way that show should be over an hour long is if you have a bunch of fucking awesome models to show us.
Yeah, and they kind of did, but they didn't fucking show us them. They talked so long, and like those talking head sequences were 80% just dudes sitting in chair talking, and like 20% actually seeing the fucking models, and like all the shots. First of all, that room is gigantic, and there's one screen, and it's kind of hard to see. And all the shots are incredibly stylized, dark lights, backlit with like teal, and it's like you can't really see the models.
I don't know what any of those models look like.
So it's like, not only did we not see them like enough at all, like all the shots were very difficult to see. And I want to see the cool shots. I want to see the stylized ones, but I also want to see just a nice white illuminated image of the model. Just put it on the fucking screen and just keep it there for a minute, so I'll look at it.
Right. That's exactly it. And the crazy thing is they have those shots. Those shots exist because they use them all the time
on the website.
Yeah. It's not like we didn't have the access to the technology to create these white background shots for you. So sorry. No, all that is. And then they do this big fucking reveal for AOS 4 at the end and show us 0 models.
I mean, like, I had no expectations with that, but some people did. Would it have been normal for them to show models?
Well, last year when they did the 10th edition 40K thing, they showed the fucking models. So they didn't show everything.
People expected it to kind of...
But there was like 2 different versions of each faction. Okay. So they showed the new Primaris Terminator.
Yeah.
That was big. That was huge.
Yeah.
And they showed the resculpt of the regular like Termagants or something. Like they showed you enough to get you excited, and that held you over. Not showing literally anything.
Yeah.
Here is mind scratching. I don't understand it. Like that is how you get that whole audience. You could have fucked with us for an hour and 15 minutes, but in the last 10, you show that awesome, which was a cool movie.
It was a cool cinematic, yeah.
Short cinematic movie for AOS 4.0, and then left us with a couple of the new models. Crowd grows wild. You've just undone all the negativity of that hour and 15 minutes. Maybe not all of it, but you undo 75% of it if we leave on that super pumped new models for AOS 4.0. But you didn't.
So I have a question for you. If you would have seen the Stormcast Eternal models that you have seen now, the new Liberators, at that show, would that have been like mind-blowing?
No.
Maybe some Skaven.
Not necessarily. Oh, yeah, it's fucking Skaven. Yeah, you show me the new, like, Rat Ogres or something. That would be sexy. But, like, the stuff that's in that cinematic are going to be the models that are in the box. That's what they did last year for 10th edition. And they were very specific things that they were showing us there for a good reason. That new fucking Stormcast dude on Raven mount thing, looks like a giant griffin with the head of a raven. You show us that dude, that model's got to be fucking insane. You show us that dude, people are going to lose their shit.
Okay.
Come on.
A big nice model.
Yeah, a big nice model. And even like because any of the Skaven stuff is so outdated, you don't need to show us a fancy unit. You could show us a unit of like
the clan rats.
Yes, clan rats. I'm sure they look fucking phenomenal compared to what they used to. People would be excited about that. Show us something. Anyway. Yeah. That's all I have to say about that.
The one thing about the cinematic that was kind of funny was that, like, when I first learned about Age of Sigmar and I first learned about Stormcast Eternals, when the game first came out, and they told me how Stormcast Eternals work, they die, get reforged, and then come back. My immediate thought, and like everyone that I know's immediate thought was like, oh, at some point they're gonna dehumanize, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, finally, they're now using that storyline. It's like it's not special because it's like the immediate thing you think of when you describe how they work. I kind of wish they had leaned into that idea like right away because it's just so like obvious. But like maybe I'm wrong about that. Have they ever leaned into that aspect of the Stormcast before?
I'm not the lore guy to ask.
We need a Vince
like
up in
this,
there, dude.
This chamber has like existed, I believe.
Right. Yes.
Or the same kind of theme of it being. Before, but they got so much bullshit in those books and stuff that like that it's like, oh yeah, it was mentioned, it's been talked about. You could have always made a such and such chamber if you wanted, but they weren't of anything that were of a light shown on them.
Yeah. So speaking of those Liberators, what do you think about them compared to the old Liberators? Jesus Christ.
I think they're a definite upgrade. I thought historically that Stormcast were too chunky. They were too built like a fucking bowling ball where they're as wide as they are tall, and that's just not aesthetically pleasing to me. It's the same reason why Primaris look better now than the regular old Space Marines, because their proportions are now just more impressive. They can still be wide and thick, but as they're taller, it just adds more intimidating presence. Here, they feel more like a Spartan warrior than they do just like a old Chevy Nova or something. I don't know. They just aren't. They're more elegant.
Yeah, I feel like the glow up from old Marine to Primaris is way better than the Stormcast one. And that's because the Liberators were around way before like Space Marines were made. Or sorry, they came along way later, and so GW knew how to make kind of a larger, nicer figure. But I don't know, they look a little awkward to me. Like I don't know if like their heads are too large, like their legs are so skinny they don't feel like they would support that mass on top of their body or what it is. They're not awful models at all, but it's like really easy to just compare them to the old thing. And like maybe because they were so chunky and big, I just feel like they look so small and spindly. I don't know. It's not necessarily an improvement for me. It's a little bit of a sidestep. Like it's a different kind of model, Like they could have told me that was a new Stormcast unit called like the Exasperators.
I would believe them.
And I'd have been like, sure, yeah, whatever. Yeah, I believe it.
They have that range has so many models, so many units, dude, so many heroes. That we do need to we'll take a little sidetrack.
Yeah, we will. Yeah. You go on that website though that has all the free shit, and like you look at the Stormcast like chapter, and the fucking half the webpage fills up with fucking words. Yeah. I'm like, what is going on?
Because there's so many of them, and they are so samey same. I kind of don't know what any of them look like anymore. Because I just close my eyes and I picture a Stormcast, and then I open my eyes and they all look the same to me. I don't know. Like I'm not trying to be Stormcast racist, but I just feel like they all are designed 90% the exact same, and the last 10% is like, this one's got a spear. This one has angel wings.
We're gonna show you a picture of a Stormcast Eternal or a Night Haunt. And we're gonna give you 4 names to choose from, and you have to pick. Or Flesh Eater Core. All 3 of those races have that same kind of thing going on, where it's like this like 80% base model with extra chaff on top of it, and now it's like, now it's a new unit. They kind of all feel the same way.
And those are typically the kinds of armies I dislike the most, which is also awkward why I ever got into Osiark Bone Reapers, because that's what they are too.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's a little bit more unique.
Yeah, I feel like there's a little bit more. Yeah,
but that I was just desperate for something new, death.
yeah.
But like the Fire Slayers, the dwarves, the naked ginger dwarfs, all look the same.
Yeah.
The same kind of thing. So the more that there's like differentiation in a squad or an army, it's just like the better it is. It's like Seraphon are a great example. There's just a bunch of different kind of lizards. They're a different kind of lizard. Of course they're going to be different.
Yeah.
They're not just a different dude in a different gold or silver armor that has a slight different thing, a different kind of weapon.
They have like chameleons, which are like a different kind of like lizard, and like a larger, more muscular one. And so they the big frog toad thing. So it's like different kinds of reptiles, and it feels right.
Yeah. So that's maybe a good segue to us in the great
great purging, the great culling of Age of Sigmar.
There's the purge is coming.
I just watched the Forever Purge, the last one in that series.
Oh, I have not seen a purge since Purge 1.
I've seen every single one, and there's such a great opportunity with that franchise to have a self-aware, slightly humorous but incredibly violent slasher movie, and they're just so wrapped up in like the political message they're sending, and it fucking ruins the movie. It's like, dude, okay, slight segue. There's a movie called The First Purge. That's one of the movies in the series. What do you think of when you think of The First Purge? I don't know if you think of anything. I'm trying to.
I don't know.
So what I thought of was like, we're gonna get people in the 18th century wearing powdered wigs.
Oh, right.
And fucking...
It's like the history of...
And people getting murdered with goddamn hatchets. Like, that's what I want to fucking see. And it was the first movie remade with less killing, more talking, and more political messaging. And I was like, you guys totally missed the fucking point of what this is supposed to be or what this could be. And it was so disappointing. Anyways, yes, the great culling of Stormcast Eternal.
Yeah. So they're getting rid of something like across all things, over 40 kits. I don't remember.
So many. And the thing is, they're not old, They're not shitty old models from Warhammer Fantasy Battle that no one buys anymore. You can only get in fine cast. These are plastic kits that came out like 6 years ago.
Most of them are a little older than that. Yeah. I guess. I mean, they're like Generation 1 Age of Sigmar.
Some are, but some are 6 years old, I thought.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure some are somewhat newer, like the dude on the giant donkey with wings. Like there's some, but also because we don't know exactly what's in 4.0, but we do know there's a new Liberator model. These aren't like they're gone. They're just like all the Skaven that are on that list. The model is gone. The unit is not gone forever. They're getting a new model.
Not 100% though, right?
Not 100%.
Yeah.
But it's not 100% that they're all gone for fucking ever, too. So if you have 40 of the old Liberators, guess what? You can still use them.
They still look great. Yeah, they still look great.
Because there's still Liberators in the game, so these aren't going to Legend or whatever. So people get really upset. Also, there's a lot of stuff I see on Facebook posts, and I just like kind of like doom scroll, and I love all the salty tears about
the YouTube.
My army is fucking 4,000 points of Stormcast. People show a picture of it. I'm like, bitch, those are all the Stormcasts from the original starter box, which you could buy for a fucking nickel on eBay for the last 5 years. They are not worth anything. You are fine.
If they're painted, they are worth something to that person. Okay.
Yes, and then you
have someone who had an army that got removed from a game that can no longer play it. It kind of sucks.
But the army's still there.
It is still there.
You can still counts as them.
Yes.
Stormcast don't look the goddamn same anywhere. You can literally play against me with 2,000 points of shit that don't exist anymore and tell me it's a different name, and I'd be like, cool, I wouldn't even think you were lying.
John cares not for your fucking salty tears.
Yeah, dude, I don't care.
The only thing that I care about is, like, I'm imagining if I was a Stormcast player and I got into a certain chamber, I like the look of them, I like their backstory, I mean, my whole army themed around that chamber, and that whole chamber got nuked, I'd be like, fuck. Yes, I can proxy. Yes, I can do other things, but it's just nice when everything aligns and is in system and is a thing you enjoy and you're excited about and a thing you painted, all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's not as serious as like all like the YouTube videos maybe are making it seem, but
yes,
I can see that person being upset, and I think that's reasonable.
Yeah, with the social media kind of like feeding off of knee-jerk reaction stuff, right? Which then causes the knee-jerk reaction stuff to spiral and get more like dramatic, where it doesn't need to be. They're trying to create a tighter, better, more streamlined, fun, fulfilling game, and sometimes you have to cut your nose to spite your face.
Yep.
And I think, honestly, I thought they could have cut about 20 more fucking Stormcast heroes and still been fine, because there's like 60?
Yeah.
There's a ridiculous amount, and all their fucking rules and the things that they do overlap. So you strictly have this kind of thing I want in my army. There's 3 dudes that are all on foot that do the same thing. One of the 3 is the best of the 3 for the points. Why do they all need to exist?
I think the real problem is just like all the Underworlds and Warcry shit that gets added to Age of Sigmar, and probably the same for 40k2 with Kill Team and stuff like that. It's like, I understand, or like Cursed City. Cursed Cities, those characters do not need to be playable in Age of Sigmar, in my opinion. They're part of the game. They're for that game. That's fine. Don't bloat your game. Like, don't add stuff in unnecessarily for the sake of convenience to upset the balance. And honestly, half the fucking time they put that shit in the game, it sucks ass.
Yeah.
It's not even good. So it just seems so needless.
Yeah, Warhammer Underworlds is such a prime example of they're doing it strictly for the marketing for you to justify your purchase of buying that. Okay, so there's a new Underworlds warband. It's like, like $50-$60 or whatever for that warband. But I could use it in my Seraphon army, if I wanted to as well. So
that's interesting.
It's to justify your purchase. It's all about, moving units. And then they purposefully make them shitty, because otherwise, if they don't, that is a train on the tracks that is going to derail if you're fucking with your game's balance with these constant small warbands coming in. So I think they handled it as best they could, but you're absolutely right. They just need to not be in.
Yeah, but like you kind of convinced me, honestly. GW is a business. They're here to make money, and it makes sense to do that. So I'm kind of quite curious. Comment below if you are encouraged to buy those kits because they are included in the larger games of 40k and Age of Sigmar, Kill Team, and Underworlds and Warcry. It's a totally valid reason to buy something. I'm not like saying it's like not worthwhile at all. I just had a thought about that as like a real like push. If that encourages you to buy those kits or it makes you feel better about it, let me know in the comments. I'm kind of curious.
Yeah. I also think like they're great. Like again, Underworld's warbands, they're great counts as. They're great as, I want this unit of skinks to look different than the other unit. Well, I can use Underworld's warband because they're different sculpts. Or I can use this one off dude as the hero in my unit or whatever. Like,
or that weird vampire Warcry unit could be your fucking Graveguard or something like that.
Fuck yeah. Like, there's a lot of great opportunity for that I just think that they need to be okay with. But I think overall, I'm kind of excited by
so am I, dude.
By this. I like that it's a good sign for the rules of 4th edition.
Yes.
That they are willing to make some sacrifices that they know the community's not going to be super happy with, because that means that they're committed to the betterment of the game. And I'm excited. Like, I am excited for 4.0. I am going to play. I'm going to get back into it, and I'm really hyped.
Hey.
So I'm excited. Maybe we can play games sometime.
Okay, well, we gotta be nice to each other though.
We gotta be nice.
We gotta have a fun time.
Okay, fine. We'll have fun.
Can't try hard.
Fine. I was playing fucking Mario Party with my daughter and my nephew last night.
Mario Party,
bro. The fucking thinly veiled comeback mechanics that the computer puts in for Mario Party just makes me so irate. But I'm like a dad and an uncle playing with my 10-year-old nephew and my 11-year-old daughter.
But they'll fucking beat you in Mario Party.
They fucking beat me both times. I'm
because
like,
at
bullshit.
the end of the game, it's like, here's some fucking stars for dumb fucking reasons.
Yeah, and then they randomly all got the fucking steal someone else's shit thing. Yeah, and I'm fucking curb stomping the whole game. And then at the end, they had like stole all my stars. And I'm like, oh, I guess I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah, Mario Party is it's a fucking rough one if you want a fair and balanced game.
Yeah, so it is Age of Sigmar be better than Mario Party.
Yeah.
I as part of the thing is I'm just pumped for Skaven. I don't care if they're good or not. I just like, and I love the model range and stuff, and I'm just gonna play a little slimy little rat man that's just running around with all my other rats, dude. And I'm gonna tell myself I'm not building it to be broken or whatever. I'm just gonna want to play it and play the fun version of the game.
Do this. Mindset. Don't look at the rules. Just buy the kits you think look cool. And then look at the rules and be like, I got to use this thing, you know? I like Giselles. I like Doom Wheels. They got to be in the list somewhere, right?
Yeah, I want to snipe some dudes with a 2-man rat sniper squad from across the board. Yeah. That's sweet. But I also want some ridiculous roll 3d6 to move Doom Wheel shenanigans where I have no idea where I'm going. But
sneaky assassins that pop out of enemy units and shit.
In my ideal army is pure Eshin Skaven. Just all rat ninjas. Just ninjas on ninja rats.
That sounds kind of sick.
Hopping out of sewers, slitting throats, getting just blown up by everybody. Yeah. But I get my kills first. That's my dream world. So
okay,
we'll do that. Ninja rats come and do a store near you.
But yeah, they also said that at the preview event, they're like, this is the first time that we've actually reevaluated the entire rule set, and I've seen whispers on Warhammer community of them taking another look at the priority roll. They themselves call it the double turn, like
internally.
They use not internally, externally on their articles. They called it that.
Good.
So I'm curious, like how big that's gonna change. You know, like I feel like it's not gonna change at all. I think it's gonna be a very small change.
Well, they talked about certain things that if you take the double turn, that things you don't get, like for scoring and all these things.
You have to skip your command phase.
Yeah, like there's some detrimental stuff. It sounded like, just from the way Vince is talking about it on Warhammer Weekly, him and Tom, from what they've said thus far, it's like you take the double. Sounds like, again, none of this is in actuality yet, but it sounds like you'd only take the double turn if you think you can close the deal that turn, because you're going to lose so many objective points and stuff or scoring opportunities that if the game goes to rounds, you're kind of fucked.
Yeah, but Tom has always said that, though. That's kind of always been his mantra with double turn. You only take it if you know you can win the game on that turn. So now it's even more so the case.
Yeah.
Or their theory is that it's...
Yeah.
We don't actually know what the rules are.
It sounds more like a tabling thing. You take it if you think you can table them, and if you can't, you're going to be in really rough spot.
Okay.
Anyway, who knows?
Okay.
Who knows?
I hope that's not how it works, because that just kind of makes Age of Sigmar more of the game that I'm not into, which is like this one thing is incredibly important, and if you fuck up, it is devastating. Like that's not. But again, we don't really know, but we'll see. I'm excited, and like that's the reason why they're calling so much Stormcast Eternals, because they really are taking a deep look at this game, removing the chaff, and trying to make it better. So it makes sense that what they said aligns with what they're doing.
All right, let's move on to a Top Live. We didn't have a lot.
We didn't take a picture.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I have like one picture when I came back from taking a piss that like I'm standing in the back with my phone in it, and there's nothing with you on it. I just have the whole crowd with one cell phone picture. We forgot to take a picture at the end of all of us with the full crowd. I think our biggest crowd ever.
Yeah, I thought of it while we were doing the episode, but of course that just like, leaks out of my brain by the end.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, the people standing and shit, the whole room was full.
It's
crazy.
It was awesome. Just such a great time. We had so much
dude.
fun. So many fun questions. I found that like that experience is so much more draining
When you're not drunk.
When I'm not drunk. But like I feel like my brain has got to work on maximum hamsters because like we don't know what the questions are going to be, right?
Yeah.
We've got to be able to like process. Like I don't know about you. I think we have the same kind of look in our mind as they're going through their question. I am like formulating, critical thinking,
trying to have an answer immediately
before they're even done with the question.
Definitely.
And that's a lot of brain power. So I'm just like drained by the time we're done. But they're also great questions, fun questions. I also want them to be like an interesting answer. It's not just like I don't know. It's just like, a panel on a upcoming video game or something that's just like, can you tell us how multiplayer will work in your games? Where you're just like, well, there will be a blah, blah, blah. Like, it's not like that.
Right. You're not answering. These are not softballs.
Yeah. Or like, technical based questions.
Yeah. Like they're artistic questions about like how you approach the hobby, things like that. And it's you don't have an immediate answer all the time.
Questions that they want us to be funny with. So I feel the pressure of saying something funny.
See, that's the other thing for me. Like when we're just sitting here in this room, I'm not really thinking about maintaining conversation. It just happens naturally.
Right. Yeah.
But when we're there, I'm thinking about maintaining conversation and also it being humorous.
Yes.
and like having a joke every minute or something like that, or every 2 minutes. And so I really get in my head about that while we're doing it. And
I think when you and I have discussed and probably have more thoughts on this than we've even discussed with ourselves, but I think one thing, we put a lot of pressure on ourselves for the live show.
For sure, yeah. It definitely stresses me out. I get nervous for sure.
It's like, we're asking time. We're asking you to come to our thing. We want you to feel like it was worth your time.
Yes.
You had a good experience. You went to a live show. You went to a concert. You went to stand-up comedy, whatever, like those kinds of things. There's like, I had a live experience, and I felt like it was great. That's what we really want, but we also like, we don't really know. That's not how the podcast usually works. We just hope. And so we put a lot of stress and pressure on ourselves. And we kind of don't know.
Yeah. I feel like I personally don't know like what people are looking for when they come to a podcast live event, or any event. It's like, what do you want to see? Like, do you want to have us deep dive on painting topics? Do you want us to be cracking jokes? Like, what is your expectation? That's what I want to know from people who go to Top Live. And then I can like formulate a plan around that. But I never really think about that until like 20 minutes before the fucking thing is happening.
Yes.
I'm like, shit, what are we going to talk about?
Yeah.
And then it's kind of like just that's the main source for me of the panic.
Yeah. There is I believe it's on Peacock. Have you ever heard of the podcast Smartless?
No, but I do have Peacock though.
Okay. So it is a podcast, a very popular podcast. It's got 3 hosts. It's got Will Arnett.
Okay.
Jason Bateman.
Okay. Fuck.
And Sean Hayes is the third one. Sean Hayes he's from Will and Grace. You'd recognize him if you saw him. So these are all guys that have been friends for a long time, obviously, whatever. And they just give each other shit. They have every episode they have a guest, a fancy celebrity guest. But it's mostly those guys just kind of cracking jokes and shitting on each other and stuff. And it's really good. But they have a short series, I think it's only 6 or so episodes, where they did live shows at theaters of their podcast. And it's kind of like going with them, kind of a documentary style of like them traveling and those like hanging out in the plane or in the hotel room and giving each other shit just now and then. But then also them doing the show. The episode doesn't encompass their full hour-long podcast. It just kind of gives you snippets. But I watched all of those because I was really curious about how they go from a podcast to a live show and how they approach it.
Okay.
And by and large, they approach it. The episode is the same as every other episode for like the middle meat. On the front end and the back end, they have a level of banter and a bit of Q&A that's there, but it's more about being a live experience, everyone laughing and watching it together. And so you get something slightly different, but the majority of it is the thing why they listen to you on the regular anyway.
Okay.
They just get to kind of see you. And the host will do a little bit more, playing to the crowd or being like, I don't know, what do you guys think? They cheers up, but that kind of thing. But by and large, it's like, well, if you like us for this, if you come to the live show and it's something completely different, we have a lot less confidence in whether that's going to work or not.
Okay.
Something to think about.
Okay.
Something to think about. So yeah.
Also having like a cool merch item for people who are at the event would be cool. Like whether it's a sticker or a patch or like even a t-shirt, that'd be cool to like
trucker hat.
Trucker hat. Yeah, a hat, a beanie, a cup, some kind of memorabilia would be cool. Like, I was at TEP 2024.
That is an awesome thing. You'd have to carry merch with us.
Yep. Someone would have to figure that out.
Yeah, we make Ginger Jesus run the merch table.
Run the merch table.
Yeah, I mean that would be nice too. Is it because it's also a way to people could support the podcast and get something cool, and then we take that money and invest it back in the podcast, and they feel like it got something unique for being with us in that live show. I think that's awesome. We just need to actually do one of those things.
It'd be cool if like the shirt was like all of the jokes from the previous year's podcast on a shirt. So you got like a duck right there, and
yeah,
I don't know, something else.
something else. Yeah, they're just like little random cartoon
references,
collage.
Yeah.
I went to Tup Live 2024 and all I got was a shitty t-shirt.
Oh, classic, yeah.
That kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
All right. I put a little stuff down here in what games did we play and what and did we hobby at all?
Yeah. I think you hobbied and I played games. I think that's what I did a little bit of hobbying at the Iron Painter booth actually.
You did some painty?
Yeah, I did that. I sat probably down for like an hour and a half or 2 hours and just like used their new paints on I can't remember what the model was. I think it was a Stormcast model actually. Just kind of hanging out and painting and talking to Adam. Adam was there. Kat Jackson was there. Sam was there for a while. Drew was there for a while too.
Yeah.
So we're just chatting and painting.
Oh yeah, because Drew was telling me that Drew is Ginger Jesus. If you all don't know Ginger Jesus, if you saw him, you'd get the reference. He's another one of my friends. This was his first year at Adepticon with us. He was our fourth in our Quattro.
He got around.
Drew had the most stories of Adepticon.
I think he had the most fun.
Yeah, he did.
Out of all of us.
Drew's the most chill, laid back. You don't ever need to worry about him having fun. He will find his own fun, and he will be right beside you if you're having fun. He is a true soldier.
Yeah.
There to help us at the podcast and any other things. He was great.
Yeah, he was great.
But yeah, he had a bunch of fucking stories.
He did. Some questionable stories.
Yeah, very questionable stories. But he's such a wholesome dude that like there's.
Yeah, that was so shocking.
Yeah,
he didn't do anything gross or illegal. We're not implying any of that.
No, he just like finds himself in weird situations.
Yes, yeah.
Always. So I don't know where I was going for this. Oh yeah, so yeah, he was talking about like he was hanging out a little bit, and he's like really kind of starting to get into mini painting. And I told him, I'm like, cool. Oh, the stuff you want, bud. I got wet pellets, I got extra lights, I got extra paints. I'm like, you want to come hang out and do a little paint jam, whatever makes you comfortable, whatever. You want me to come over and help you set up a little area in your guest bedroom to paint and stuff. So I just want to keep him on the journey if that's what he wants to do. But so you did a little there. I went to the Monument booth and ended up hanging out with Vince. You were there for a little while. And I ended up I didn't do hobby in there, but I ended up having a lot of fun at the booth because like people would come up and they'd say hi, or take pictures or whatever, and it kind of felt nice that it was like also doing a little hobby and also in checking out a new hobby product, also blah blah blah. While I was meeting people, it felt kind of like I was checking multiple boxes at once. That felt good.
Yeah.
And then I ended up staying at that fucking Monument booth for like an hour and a half selling paints. Yeah. I was just working the fucking cash register. Those sons of bitches, like, they coerced me into becoming a salesman. I never see a fucking nickel of that money that they sold. But the problem was we had all of our custom sets from, Vince has his custom set. I have my custom set, my signature series.
You get paid for those sales?
I get royalties for when they sell one of my sets.
Yeah.
Vince and I have this kind of fun back and forth of who sells more sets, whose paint set is better. This fun little rivalry. And then when he showed up there, Vince's set, and they have it in their big shelves in the back, and you just see visually how many people had sold more sets. At that point, Vince had sold like 5 more sets over the convention than me, and I was like, this shall not stand. So I fucking worked for an hour and a half, and by the time I had left, I had sold like 30 some more sets than him because I just made everyone buy one. And I'm not actually joking. I stood with a stack, and every time a person came up and bought something, I hard sold them. I was upselling everything. It's like, you need this. This is why you need this. Tell me about what you're painting. Tell me about your army. Tell me about your next project. Let me show you why this paint is perfect for that.
That's how you get in.
Them. I would sell them. And I don't feel bad about that. And if people said, I don't know, or if they already owned it or whatever, I was like, oh, this is all for jokes. I'm not taking this seriously. But I did need to push some fucking units out the door.
Units.
But it's just about having fun and chatting with people. And also it was like, I got to talk to people that were like, oh, glad I got to see you while they're standing in line or while they're checking out and stuff. So I felt like, oh, I'm being real efficient with the time here.
Yeah. Getting a lot done.
That was fun. I did a speed paint. There was a speed paint competition for Relic Blade, 1 hour speed paint. I messed with the new Big Child Adam paints for that. So that was my first kind of like go round with them. I had a lot of fun with that. God, an hour goes by so fast when they have the fucking clock going.
Yeah. I imagine, you're in the shit for like.
There's no lighting. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had sexy gogs on the whole time, which did help me.
I saw the pic. I was like, there he is, dude. So focused with those gogs on. Yeah, I saw.
Well, when the lighting is shit, you need any help you can get to try to define where is an edge or where is you want to draw the line.
Is there a light on that thing that you can turn on?
I think there is, but I don't have batteries in it.
Okay.
That would have been smart. Yeah, I learned some lessons.
I mean, you won anyway, so.
I did win first place. But that was like, it was most about like just a bunch of the guys and gals around me just kind of like talking shit or like commiserating together, just like laughing and having fun. And I was like, it wasn't about winning. It was about like, can I get the thing physically all painted in time? But yeah, I had a blast. And so yeah, I would totally do something like that again. That's the kind of hobbying at a convention I really want to do because it's like low impact. It's like there's this little pocket of time where I know I'm doing a thing. I know it's finite start and end. Try to crank out something crazy quick. And, then when I'm done with it, I'm like, oh, I did that. That was fun and whatever. And be done with it.
That's cool.
Gaming,
bro. I won't talk about all the experiences. I'll talk about the one that I think I enjoyed Cursebreaker the most out of all the games I demoed. Cursebreaker. That was also a full game of Cursebreaker that we played.
Oh, really?
So it's in the Relic Blade universe, a game by Sean Sutter. Both games, Relic Blade and Cursebreaker, are by Sean. And you play as a single wizard and also a henchman. And you pick 2 to 3 lores of wizardry to put together, and those are your spell books. And so I picked Water and Death. And I was playing against Atsu, actually, one of my patrons.
I am the drowned wizard.
I know, it seemed kind of sick, actually.
Death by water.
And every single lore has 6 spells in it, because there are 6 sides on a die, a d6. And every single spell book's 1 and 6 are the same. 1 is like a bad thing, and 6 is like an overpower. So an overpower allows you to combine that 6 with another die to soup up the ability. Every single ability has like an upgraded form that you can use if you have a 6. But it's kind of like Destiny dice, in that you roll all your dice at the beginning of the game, and then the values you have are the spells you can cast. So it's not like Warcry in the sense where it's like, oh, I have a triple, I'm going to use my triple on this ability. It's like, no, I have a 5. A 5 is like, Dead Man's Chest. I'm going to pick that spell and use that spell.
Sure.
The way the game works is you're breaking curses. And so there are, as the name suggests, there are like torches in this particular scenario you played where you're trying to go and extinguish the evil magic from that torch and consume it for your own power. And so when you got the torch, you got more d6 to roll to then get more spells off. Oh, actually, I forgot. When you roll a 1, it isn't a negative thing. It's like a siphon magic ability. And so you can actually take one of your opponent's die and add to your spell pool.
Oh, rip.
And so you're trying to get more dice for the next round, because the more dice you have, the more spells you can cast.
Oh, okay.
Or like the more powerful spells you can cast and stuff like that, more options. So that was cool. Fucking crushed Atsu. Get wrecked, nerd. But that game was really good. That was fun. I liked it a lot.
Oh. That does sound fun. I didn't realize. I knew the basic premise of the new Curse Breaker. I really like regular Relic Blades, which I'm pushing for. But I was good to hear that you had a good experience with that.
Yeah.
We played some Magic, bro. And I talk about playing games. You said I didn't play games. I played some fucking Magic the Gathering, bro.
You did.
Bro, we did 2 nights of Magic the Gathering.
You did.
We did draft night Friday, and then Magic After Dark, which was drafting Ben Cantor's Vintage Cube, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
I heard that you guys were unsure of it, but then when you got into it.
Oh, god damn. It was so fun.
Someone said that it was better than sex. I'm not going to say who.
Oh, yeah. I think I know who you're talking about.
Tight.
Yeah. And then Saturday night was Commander night. So I had so many people come up to me, especially the first Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of the convention, asking about Magic, saying they brought their Commander decks. All was because of the shit that I just talk randomly about Magic. They all thought it was like a formal, official event thing. And I'm like, no, dog, I'm just bringing anyone who wants to play Commander to do it. So I'm thinking maybe next year I need to see if I can get an event in there. And just like, it starts at like 7 p.m. in this hall, in this location. And, it's kind of a free-for-all, pull together cubes of people and pods of people and just play Magic.
Because people were DMing me, asking me questions about when the Magic was being played. I was like, I don't even play this fucking game.
Yeah. Right? Dude. Here, it just goes to show how good a game can be when it has nothing to do with this massive convention you're at, and everybody's asking for it. Let's fucking Commander it up, man. So that was great. I got to play. I played a game with Haywo and
Haywo was there,
Vince, and Vince and one other gentleman, as a friend of Haywo's. We played a pod, and I accidentally went off with an ancient gold dragon and almost killed everybody on turn 5, and rightfully so, because I didn't actually kill everybody. They all turned on me and murdered me, as they should. my deck is about rolling dice, because my guy's the fucking casino master, so I just roll a lot of dice. And then when an ancient gold dragon attacks, you roll a d20, and whatever the result is, you make that many 1/1 flying fairy dragons.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Okay? So I top deck this card that says whenever it's a Mirkwood Bats. Whenever a token enters the battlefield or leaves the battlefield under your control, Mirkwood Bats deals 1 damage to every opponent.
Oh, God.
So I drop down my Mirkwood Bats. I attack with my Ancient Gold Dragon, hit Vince in the face for 7. I roll a d20, roll a natural 20. The bats do 20 damage to everybody. And they're like, blah, 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 blah.
Can they block that with creatures? Or
it's just straight damage to your face.
Oh, God. It doesn't count as
Commander damage.
No, it's not that. Okay,
Nope.
yeah.
Nope. So just the bats so basically if it would have got back around to me again,
yeah,
the game is over. And I didn't, I'm rolling a d20. I could have laid the bats. I rolled a 3. They all take 3. Everything's fine. Yeah. And now I have 20 1/1 flying dragon duders. I have my giant gold dragon, and I have the bat that's going to kill everybody as these little dragons die, or I roll again, whatever. So they get around, and they rightfully so murdered me heinously. And I just had so much fun. Those kind of fun things in Magic. Crazy things happen. People gang up on you. Alliances are forged. Backstabbing happens. This is the way.
Yeah, free for all kind of balances itself.
Yes,
in a way.
Unless people form grudges, which people tend to form grudges against me. I'm not talking about anyone specifically, Sexy Teeth Joshy, where they just never trust me ever. Okay. They always assume I'm up to something. I always have the best possible cards in my hand, and they get mad when anyone else forges alliance with me. Okay. So as long as people don't hold grudges, it's it's fucking great. In Scott's office building here, right across the hallway. So as soon as you open his door, there's a hallway, and right across there's another door, and it's like a law office.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. And part of me, because as I was coming in after taking a pee, there was a lady like opening the door, and she was like coming in, but the door was ajar. I really wanted to like open the door to Scott's studio and just hear the loud blaring of Creed. The fucking lawyers across the point, they're like, what the hell's going on?
I mean, those guys definitely could hear the music we were playing earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh yeah, it's like they were banging their heads with it right along. It's like, they were like, "Can you take me higher?"
Dude, dude. Friday vibes, a little Creed, dude. Come on.
Court is in session.
Hey, what is that?
Verdict is in.
Is that another Creed song?
Yeah, oh yeah.
I've never heard that one.
We're gonna fucking listen to that one after the episode, baby.
I just don't have a car, so can you drive me to wherever we eat?
Yeah. We can blare some Creed in the old
Batmobile.
Dodge Ram. All right, Golden Demon. The first time that we've talked as a podcast duo since Golden Demon, I brought my little boy with me with all his chipped paint around his base.
Yeah, dude. I saw a tarot model maker. Yeah, it fucking absolutely flamed the plinth of Golden Demons and like sand it and repaint it. There's a bunch of fucking ash in here and like orange peel and stuff. I don't know what's going on there.
Dude, they did not get their Chaos Black primer to temperature consistently before they applied it over these resin plinths. Yeah, they didn't wash the resin either because it bubbles and it's cracks and chips all over the place.
Yeah, he said he could remove the primer with an airbrush air.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? Is that true for this? I was trying to look around and I didn't
all those
see
chips
anything.
are like, all those chips are on the edge. Like, they just flake off.
Are you going to try to fix this?
I think I just want to keep it as is because it was mine the way it was. Like, this is part of its story.
Oh.
I don't want to, other than bringing it up here today, is probably just going to sit in that case or sit, wherever until the day. The biggest thing is that it's two separate pieces and they're really fucking fragile because they just use, I don't know, a bit of just like squirting some super glue in there and they're not a perfect fit, this piece with the base piece. So that part, like, if it is ever loose or anything ever happened, I'd go through with that body filler that he did and like squeeze it in and make it nice and solid.
It's kind of heavy. Is it all resin? Or is the demon metal? Or
it's all resin.
Is it? Okay.
But this base is a solid block, so that's why. I mean, there's a pretty big hole in it, but
yeah, it's a decent amount of weight though.
Yeah, it doesn't feel cheap.
Yeah,
which is cool.
But bro, you won.
I won a Golden Demon.
How do you feel now? It was like what, 2 weeks later?
It feels good. I feel like, especially after the video came out, so it would have been a week ago, where I did like the recap of the piece and the whole experience. I think like doing that final video of kind of like reflection, my thoughts, kind of bringing it all together was like, it was really special. I think the thing that was most special for me, and I did not consider it at all because I did not realize, because when you just put a video out and it's like, oh, the numbers go up of views and stuff, but it's hard to conceptualize that with real people. How many people were so happy because like this is documented. Like this is the only time it's been documented, a project start to finish, that people got to see the things along the way before they knew what the outcome was going to be. And I didn't know what the outcome was going to be either. Mm-hmm. So they kind of got to experience it in this level of not knowing. And so looking back on that, I think I'm so glad that the video series exists. So it's like, it's kind of a little time capsule of this really monumental part of my painting journey. And so
that's really cool. Yeah, everyone was very invested in the outcome, and you could tell that based on the number of people that just congratulated you during the ceremony after you had won.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
I had so many people come up to me and ask that had won a demon, that asked for the footage of the whole demon award so they could see themselves win. Because in my video,
I didn't film all that.
An unknown person anonymously gave me the footage that they took of me winning a Golden Demon, and I'm like, no, that was just that one little clip because you're not allowed to film that because for what reason? Nobody fucking knows why you can't take pictures or footage of the Golden Demon ceremonies when guess who is also not doing that? Games Workshop. They don't have a videographer that took the footage or took pictures of people going up and getting the awards. They just have the standard snapshots of people with their fucking trophies. But no, we don't want free marketing. We don't want people to see the excitement, the energy, the cheering that we give to each other for the successes in all that hours of work. No, we don't want people to see that. We want to have control for no apparent fucking reason. This is not
control for control's sake.
Control for control's sake. And this has nothing to do with them as an organization. It is dealt with certain people that get to make that call and they just want the power. And that's fucking sad because people that have spent hundreds of hours of their life and they got their first golden demon or their first golden demon or even standing up there for commended to find out if they were going to win or not. And that doesn't get to exist in any permanent value other than their own memory. And that sucks just because someone wants the power. And I think that's greatly disrespectful for all the hours of work that people do. It was very special to me because there was a lot of cheering after my name was called, but like I heard my name and I don't remember. I don't remember the sounds. I don't remember the cheering. I don't remember who I was supposed to shake hands with. I don't remember whatever. And it was nice to like see my face. I was like, I didn't realize even if I was smiling or what was happening. It was just so surreal. And people are asking like, oh, are you kind of, are you happy with the bronze? Do you feel like you deserve better? Are you going next year for a silver or whatever? And I'm like, well, I don't want to fucking talk about that. I was happy that they called my name first, so I didn't have to sit there and sweat to know if I wasn't going to win one. Yeah. The first name called, I got one. I was just so happy. It is such a coin flip with the high level of competition at that. It's like Richard Gray was in my category with his vampires, and they were fucking phenomenal, and he didn't win a golden demon. That could have been me. That could have been anybody. It's just you don't know in the day of the judges what is their unconscious bias? What are the things that they value over other things and all that kind of stuff. And it was just like, just ecstatic. Doesn't matter what color it is to me. I was just so happy.
Yeah. Like when you don't hear your name for bronze, your stress level heightens, but also the amount of elation you would feel if you won increases at the same time. And so like they're kind of like racing up to meet each other, and then you get to like the gold, and you're like, "Fuck! Like I'm definitely not winning because I'm not that good." But it's like this really weird thing where you're waiting for your name to be heard, and then if it never comes, you feel oh mega sad.
But if you're up there, I mean.
That's kind of a new thing. I kind of like that.
Know. Yeah, so this was the first year that all the commendeds, which typically was 5 or 6 in a category, other than some categories that are a little bit lacking, where everyone had to go stand up in front of everyone.
Yeah.
So if you didn't win a demon and you're standing up there.
Feels bad, yeah.
But I, as somebody, and I have 2 kind of connections to this. As someone, for the last 2 years, I was up for a demon and commended 2 years in a row and did not win one. As someone who went through that experience on the other side, I would have rather it been the way it was this year and the heartbreak being up there, because I felt like for the last 2 years that I was no different than anybody else that didn't win a demon, because there was no connection. There was no picture of me with the winners. There was no me standing shoulder to shoulder that we were all so close to it. I wanted to have that feeling of just like I had gotten really close.
Yeah.
And I didn't get there. Also relating that feeling of the last 2 years of being up for a demon, sitting in that crowd, seeing the bronze shown, seeing the silver shown. And then I was like, I mean, I didn't know. I did not know where I was going to fall. And then I'm just like, oh no, oh no, oh no. And then just nothing for when the gold obviously wasn't me in those last 2 years. So here it was just like, oh God, I don't have to go through that sweat again. I just get to do it. And then I told myself, I told my patrons, I told anyone who listened to, like, I am not thinking about, I'm not worried about, I'm not planning for a golden demon after this year. If I get a golden demon, I'm not worrying about golden demon. That doesn't mean I'm not entering golden demon. I was just like, not at all. And fucking on the drive home from Adepticon, my brain's already thinking about it. And in a very positive way. In Nada, I'm chasing the trophies way. In the creative, what kind of cool piece, what kind of category, what kind of models are exciting or whatever. And I think that's healthy. I think that's fun. And we've talked about that in our group chat, and you've talked a bit about stuff. It's you're not to a level of commitment to anything, but just like that fun, creative idea process.
Yeah, you start throwing things around.
Yeah, that's the foundation of that. And if you get that and something drives you enough, or you just like, oh, you find it enough to pursue into the initial concept stage, then that's when you know, do I feel like I got enough booster jets in me to make it go
get through this thing. Yeah,
go for this. So
yeah, I think one thing that I had an idea for a thing, and but the problem is I don't know if you do this. Whenever I think of a cool idea, very often it involves things I've never done before. so like in the one idea that I've spoken about maybe a little bit, I don't know how detailed I've spoken about this diorama, but it involves hard cast shadows and also a little bit of OSL work. And I can fuck with OSL a little bit, but not like at a competitive level, and certainly not hard cast shadows at a competitive level. So it's like, do I actually pursue this idea that I'm very excited about? If I do I do test models? How many do I do? At what point do I feel like, yes, I understand this concept enough to be comfortable doing it on a Golden Demon entry? So that's my problem. I get all these really cool ideas, and it's like, I actually don't know how to do this with my current skill set. Do you ever feel that way?
Yes. What I found worked for me in the piece this year, and I think I've done it a little bit in other ones, was like, I knew I wanted to pull for the unit to really feel cohesive without it being so samey same. I hate how a lot of squads in both 40K and Age of Sigmar, they end up being like, it's just slight variations of the same dudes, and it's kind of just boring to look at. It's just me personally. I wanted them all to feel like their own individual unique character, but I needed them to be cohesive in living in the same world, which is where I started to use the universal shadow color. So they all felt like connected in a way that's not obvious. And I had that idea in the initial concept stage, so I started to fiddle with it in a really serious way in videos leading up to that. So I just got a little bit of my feet wet to get a basic understanding of that.
On the models that ended up in the diorama?
No,
okay.
On something completely different, completely different kind of model, or multiple models, and just kind of getting the basic understanding through repetition without ever solely committing to that. Okay. So I think you could do that. You did do something somewhat similar in some ways with the Pizza Boy, with cast shadows and stuff.
It's true, yeah.
Also, in terms of like doing a little bit of homework and stuff with that, like obviously Erik Swinson got his video channels, and he shows how he does it, and you'll grasp it pretty quickly.
That was my first thought. Was like, I'm just gonna talk to Erik Swinson a little bit, because he does a lot of larger scale hard cast shadows. I'm kind of curious what it would look like or work like on a 32mm model. I don't know if it's the same thing or if it changes a little bit.
I don't think so. I don't think it changes a whole lot. You're just using a smaller brush and smaller details there. Sure. You may have to have certain parts that will be more over accentuated because the figures are smaller to really make it sell as that, if you really want it to push it.
Okay.
But yes.
Have I told you about my Mandrake idea? Did we discuss this in a previous episode of the podcast?
Not the Mandrake one, no.
Okay. I'll tell you about it afterwards.
Okay.
I don't want to share it because I just feel like it makes me feel like I'm doing something, and I don't want to feel that way. I want to feel unaccomplished.
Yes.
So it motivates me to actually do it.
Or committed, or people are calling you on a thing when you're just putting out in the universe and that you're not committing to it.
I know, yeah.
That's just idea phase. You don't need that. You don't need that. Yeah. I have ideas and stuff, but I don't have my full muse yet. I'm waiting for that to catch me.
Right. Let's talk about, we're kind of going a little bit longer here, which is totally okay. But let's talk about the AI and like all that debacle, and then get into the extended portion. What do you think about that?
Sure, let's do that.
Okay, so these previous years Slayer Sword winner Neil Hollis won a gold in his single figure
single
AOS?
40K.
It's an autark. Yes. 40K category. He won a gold this year. Beautifully painted model, very much so in Neil's style, very clean, very like heavy metal plus style of painting. Really cool little glossy pond of fish in the front. Really long plinth diorama thing, just because the lizardman thing it's riding on is so fucking long.
It's a long raptor.
It's a long raptor, yeah. And then the backdrop was some like 10% real elements and 90% a printed paper backdrop. And people found out afterwards that the image was AI generated, and then people fucking lost their shit. And I have a question for you immediately. Does it make a difference if he went and took someone else's complete image of a forest and used that, as opposed to using AI that synthesizes other people's efforts into one thing? Either way, it is a version of air quotes theft, right? There's no difference. Unless he went and took the fucking picture himself or drew the thing himself and then printed it out.
Right. Yeah, I think it's a matter of you're printing out something that's not your own creation in an art competition, and that's not his own art.
Okay,
but is the thing.
But so it'd be the same thing though if it was AI or he found it on Google Images.
I think the deeper emotional connection to AI artist theft and the strong opinions people have on that make this like higher on the radar, more outrage on it because of that.
I agree with that.
But with that kind of emotional reaction aside, it's a picture that's not your art,
right,
on an art competition.
Sure.
That's I think the larger question, at least to me. I will say that I had not. I know Neil. Neil's a great guy. Neil helped me on my piece. Some nice feedback and some thoughts because I really respect him, and he's a very nice guy. I have not talked to him about the specific thing. I will say that he was not hiding the fact. I had heard that it was him that was the one that was telling people that it was
yeah.
He wasn't trying to get away with something. And I also don't know if he has like a certain stance, a certain feeling why he chose to do this, if he was making some kind of deeper message or statement in this. I don't know that, and he very well could. Ideally,
I don't think so.
Ideally, he makes his own stance, or he just is like, it is what it is. In my mind, it's fine. It's well within the rules. Obviously, he won a gold. It's not like his piece was disqualified. If that's a catalyst for change for Games Workshop to say this isn't okay, then maybe it stinks in the moment for people that are really upset with it. Maybe it's a good catalyst for change for them revamping their rules. I don't know. But yeah, there's always some drama, Golden Demon. This one a little bit spicier than usual.
Yeah, a little bit more. There's some other things that we're not even mentioning because I don't feel like they're worth mentioning because it's difficult to substantiate the claims. But I don't know. I really have an appreciation for model kit painters, and model kit painters will do things all the time. Well, they'll say make a building, and then they'll take a picture of a printed interior of the building and tape it to the inside of a window.
Mm-hmm.
So that when you look through the window, you see the inside of a building. And there's so many things like that in that hobby that I've maybe just gotten used to seeing it. And so when I saw that immediately, my first thought wasn't that is ridiculous. She should have painted it because it's an art show. I was like, okay, the thing that we're looking at and focusing on is the model, and this is an accessory to the model. It's not that big of a deal.
The everything in the 3 dimensions,
he painted, yeah.
Yes, which is what is important in a miniatures competition because it's about the 3-dimensional object. Yeah. It was an accessory to enhance the story, not the focus of. I get that side.
I'm not saying that I'm trying to support what he did. Yes. I'm not saying that I liked it more than if he had painted it. I would have liked it more if he had painted it. But when I immediately saw it, I wasn't super offended by its inclusion in the diorama.
Yeah.
He handed it to me also after the show, so I got to hold it in my hands and look at it outside of the case, and fucking model was really nice.
Gorgeous. Yeah. I mean, if it was me, or if he was came to me with this before entering it, and he's
he would have said something for sure.
I would have. My immediate response would have been, take that, exactly what you had, and then replicate it by hand, because it was also out of focus, so it didn't require a lot of precision. And I think that was part of what he was trying to achieve, is it is in the background, it is this stream that's flowing through this jungle kind of landscape, and it's you can abstract paint that and kind of copy it, and because it's AI anyway, AI already stole it, so who cares?
I also want to talk about, I want to defend Neil a little bit more in that he made a post on his Instagram story that seemed to be, not taking the L, kind of defending what he did. But I saw that post and I was so confused by what it was trying to say or what he was trying to say. It made zero sense to me. Did you understand? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, he was. So that someone was, it was in response to someone being upset about him using AI art and their whatever, and so he had just it's a screenshot of him typing in an AI bot type a response to this comment against him.
Yes, but there was no response.
Right. It was just more of the statement of him kind of doubling down is the way I looked at it.
Okay.
Him doubling down on it. And Well, whether he meant to or not, obviously that is going to stoke the flame even more.
For sure. But I just didn't understand where the punchline came in, because I guess the punchline is just him doing it in the first place. It's not
doubling down, going back to AI, to their argument against AI was that.
Yeah,
so.
Honestly, I feel for Neil, because you probably understand this as well. To unexpectedly and immediately come under the harsh criticism of a large number of people on the internet, that's not a thing that anyone is equipped to deal with, right? So you're gonna do things that are emotional, that are irrational, that maybe aren't tasteful, like that kind of stuff. And that's because that is not a nice situation to be in. So I wouldn't really judge Neil at all based on the actions he's taking after this experience, because to go from I want a gold and golden demon to everyone on the internet fucking hates me and is shitting on me, I can't imagine that that crush. That would be I would say dumb things too.
You're not really mentally and emotionally prepared for that.
Yeah, I imagine obviously I experienced thing at Games Workshop. People give me shit for that, and you had that whole maybe Temu thing, right? It's so unexpected, and it's just it's hard to deal with.
Yeah. Yep. Sometimes it's hard to see other perspectives when you're so busy and working so hard on a thing. Yeah. Some of those details kind of just get in your blind spots, or you weren't aware of them in the first place. Maybe he just is not at all interested or aware of people very passionate about against AI art, or AI art isn't art. And, that's kind of how I was with the Temu thing. I didn't know. And so when it all came back, it's I should do a better job of maybe doing my own research. But I also in everything, in every little aspect of your life, you don't do 6 hours of research before you decide to buy a product at the grocery store or whatever. It's just it's so heavy to go through day in and day out life of microscopic decision making that we have the weight of someone judging on the internet at all times. It's rough. But yes, that stinks. But
what did Bo Burnham say? If you can live your life without an audience, do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's for that reason. Everything you do is, criticized in some way, or it feels like it may be. That's another thing as well.
Right.
But the one thing I want to say about this whole situation and competitions and Golden Demon in general is that it's such a shame that this is the fucking conversation coming out of the event, that maybe it has the loudest signal. It's instead of talking about the cool fucking pieces that people are painting, we're looking for things to nitpick.
Yes.
And some of it is good. You want to improve the situation. You want people to feel good that they're entering the competition and the show, and they don't feel like they're being, whatever. But it's just it's not the thing I want to see being talked about,
Right. Yeah. And but that's how it is every year.
Yeah.
Right?
Sadly. Yeah.
Yeah. And maybe not to this extent, but every year the loudest noise you hear is around drama, and that's just human nature.
Or the skink winning. Everyone
everyone that's closest to it. And when I say closest to Golden Demon, I mean, if you went to Adepticon and spent time standing in that line and going around the cases and just taking in the models and appreciating the art and seeing all that cool stuff, the drama stuff doesn't matter to you as much.
No, yeah, it's mostly online.
It's the people that are you're not solely invested in this in the first place, but you're just outraged by default, and it's that kind of stinks. Not that things shouldn't be scrutinized. I agree that things should be, and things should be analyzed, and feedback should be taken, and people should have opinions on things. I just wish that it was that's there, but also there's this much bigger animal in the room that we're paying attention to, which is all the amazing artwork and how much better the highest level pieces are compared to 5 years ago.
Yeah.
It's wild, the sheer amount of pieces in that case that were worthy of a demon.
Yeah. Dude, the Slayer Sword winners just from 10 years ago to now, it's just it's crazy, dude. It is crazy. A Slayer Sword winner could have been a single fig, 32 mil tall, on its 25 millimeter square base.
Mm-hmm.
Just that. And that's not what the skink was. He had a little diorama base, basically, right?
It was just slightly bigger, and he had
40
a
mil
little
diameter thing.
Yeah, he had a little bit more of a scene, but very crisp, tight scene.
Yeah, absolutely. And to go to what we're seeing nowadays, It's crazy. It's so crazy. Like the level is so high, and I know we always say this, but it's just crazy seeing it in person.
Yeah, it's very inspirational. I'll say that.
Yeah,
what is possible? Like holding those things in hand. In the really shitty lighting of the case, you can't even really appreciate it. But like seeing those things in person, what people are capable of, is just mind blowing.
Yeah,
to know that what we never thought was possible not that many years ago, and it's not just the technology advancements and the quality of the brushes and the quality of the paints and the quality of the sculpts and all that. It's like, no, just the art itself has been pushed to new levels, besides all those other outside factors. And I think that is just so cool. So
it is cool. Welcome to the end of the podcast.
We're going to go eat chicken wings now.
Woo! Chicken wings?
Yeah, not duck wings. You never eat a duck's wing.
Have you not?
Have you ever eaten duck before?
Yes.
Okay. Have you ever eaten a wild duck like you shoot?
No, it's Peking duck at like Chinese restaurants.
You went P.F. Chang's duck?
No, not P.F. Chang's. It was like a thing that I got on the street at New York City. It was like a little bun with some Peking duck in it.
Oh, that's probably delicious.
It was great.
Yeah. Like wild duck tastes like mud. It's fucking disgusting. Because that's nature's telling you don't eat ducks. They're a superior being. All roads converge on duck.
Are you saying humans taste awful?
I couldn't attest to that.
Okay.
If we taste like pigs, which people say, people say that like human flesh and pig flesh are the two closest things. That's scary.
Yeah.
I can see why there's cannibals. I'm not even judging.
What part of the human tastes like bacon?
Back fat.
Yeah. Right there, dude. The rump, dude.
Whatever you want to smoke for a long period of time, baby. Oh, man. This is not going to be able to be monetized talking about cannibalism. So, Scott, if people want to support the podcast, how can they do that?
You can do that multiple ways. There are free ways and not free ways. If you got some cash to spend, you can pick up some of our merch. Link down there in the description and show notes from Teespring. You can check us out on Patreon, where you get access to an extended episode, about 20 minutes extra content, 30 minutes sometimes if we're feeling spicy. And we do things like talk about new things we tried out in the hobby, new experiments, new products we're looking at, other paint jobs from other painters that we appreciate and what we like about those paint jobs, and also give feedback to one of our community members. If you don't got any cash to spend, you can give us a review wherever you listen to your podcast, preferably a 5-star rating, please. And also, you can whitelist our YouTube channel. We play ads every 30 minutes, and so we get a little bit of AdSense buckers.
Wow, real close.
We get a little AdSense buckers if you watch those ads. And those are all the ways.
Okay, I like all those ways. All seem like solid ways. Thank you for sharing the shilling. I was just setting up lunch meetings with Dano, telling him to meet us at the Bonchon. You cool with Bonchon?
Hell yeah, dude.
Dude, we're going to have some chicky wings, some of them seasoned fries. Oh, man.
Way too many fries that we'll never eat all of.
No, it's not possible. It's not humanly possible to eat that many French fries. So we hope each and every one of you have a great rest of your day, your week, your life. We hope that you get all the chicky wings that you can ask for. We hope that you appreciate the ducks in the pond and you give them little pieces of bread. And until the next episode, we will catch you on the
Flippity flop.